All right, we'll do it live. Come into the room, please, and we'll do it live. Come into the room, 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 come into the room. Please come into the room. All right. All right. I'm back. I'm back. Yes, I took actually I came in, I was live for a day in between the week there. But, when you got to gear up, I saw the conversations coming up. All right. And I had to gear up for these conversations. These are not easy conversations. I have a lot of people that watch my channel. And one thing I'm not going to do that most of the content creators that y'all put on pedestals do is have all of us out here looking crazy and dysfunctional. Amen. Amen. And so I only talk about topics that I've dealt with, that I've healed from, right? That's something a lot of y'all faves don't do. Most of y'all faves haven't done. So I'm ready to talk about this, okay? It's been talked about. Y'all know I'll talk about it. I'll never wait for permission to talk about a deadbeat. I'll never wait for permission to talk about a deadbeat. All right? And we have a deadbeat daddy crisis in the community. All right? Good to see you, Sammy. The deadbeat daddy crisis in the community. All right? This isn't easy. I know. I get it. I think that most Black people don't deal with, not just women, especially the men, right? And deadbeat parents, deadbeat dads particularly, are an issue across the world, certainly in America. There are societies that really put family first, right? There are cultures, there are ethnic groups that put family first. But I think when you're living in a capitalist society, right? It gets competitive. Things are tough. And not everyone is meant to compete. Not everyone is built to compete. That's the reality. All right? That's the reality, right? You're living in a society, a competitive society, designed for people who want to compete. And that's not something everyone can do. So in this capitalist society, which I don't have a problem with. Hi, my world. Good to see you. My world, Sammy. Thank y'all for being here. It's good to see y'all. When you're living in this capitalist society, right? A lot of people fall through the cracks. All right, we can talk about causation all day, but let's talk about the issue. The issue on the table. Deadbeat daddies in the community. Okay? And how they're allowed to come in and out, right? Like outdoor cats. And the outdoor cat goes out, fighting other cats, making babies, comes back to your place, you let them in. Don't matter what they was doing out there. Don't matter that they ain't been taking care of home, right? You let them back. Again, I'm happy to talk about this issue from more than just ew, look at that. And then moving along type place where a lot of people pick it up and leave it. Okay. Again, I don't think that a lot of people have dealt with childhood trauma. A lot of people have childhood PTSD. And people haven't dealt with, the community clearly has not dealt with, come to terms with the epidemic of deadbeat daddies that has plagued the community for generations now. For generations. I think you know, Papa was a Rolling Stone. I think everybody's granddaddy was Papa that was a Rolling Stone. You know what I'm saying? And even great granddaddy was running around, right? Like, you find out some things. In my own case, you know, I remember probably about the second year that my husband and I were dating. Okay. We would go back home for the holidays, right? And spend time with his family and spend time with my family. Appreciate you. Hi, all things Nata Jean. Good to see you. Good to see you. We would go home, visit our families, right? His parents are still married. His grandparents were married. My parents were married. My grandparents were married. My great-grandparents were married, right? But we all know what happened in the 80s and 90s. We all know about the drug epidemic that was ravaging that community, right? We all know about the stories of grandma and great-grandma putting up with Rolling Stone daddies and husbands, right? Putting up with it. Till you find out, you know, yeah, I guess my grandparents are divorced, right? They end up getting divorced and they have every right to move on with their lives, right? But you see that, right? And we don't talk about it. I've told you guys before, one of the reasons I love my great-grandmother more than anything, right, is because she never allowed dysfunctional people to dwell in the home, to visit in her home, right? I didn't live with her, but every time I visited her, I knew it was a safe space, right? My great-grandfather, her husband, though they were divorced, he would come over to visit as well every Sunday to see her and the grandkids, right? But you know, shady characters, shady uncles, they weren't invited over. No, the hell they weren't. Right? So for me, I found oh, we got more people in the building. Hi, Sun Goddess Ari, good to see you. Let's see, my world says, that's why I believe these males purposely get multiple women pregnant so they can control them and always have a house option to fall back upon when they're homeless. That is correct. I believe that as well, right? Winter is coming. They want to pretend like when we were growing up, you saw a bunch of black women sleeping on couches or sleeping in the basement. No, it was always some when you get out. When you get out. Ass knuckler sleeping on the couch in the basement. Right? And like, why did he, you know, why when he got out, didn't he have to find a way to get on his feet? Why was when you get out means you can come back and crash on grandma's couch, crash on your auntie's couch who has 4 young daughters? Why does it mean that? Right? Excellent observation. Oh, good to see you guys. Why nobody ever asked grandma why she didn't cry when grandpa... Okay. Okay. Exactly. Right? And nobody asked grandma nothing, right? Just let her sit there with that look in her eyes, right? Where you can tell she's been through. No, I asked my great grandmother a lot of questions about her life. One thing I didn't specifically ask about was her relationship with my great grandfather, why it had ended. Okay, but she told me about how they got together and they married when she was 15. Right? This is my great grandmother from Durham, North Carolina. Okay. The Great Migration. So, and that's how we ended up north. Okay. Because my great grandmother had a dream for her children that they would not be raised in a racist part of this country that was so racist you could barely live there. Right? She had a dream of a better life for her and her family. And she migrated up north, like so many Black Americans had to do to survive, right? For hope of a better life for their children. So, one Christmas holiday, I go over, all right, it's Christmas. And me and my husband, like I said, it's our second year of dating, all right? So, I was in my, I was like 24, 25 at this time, visiting family for the holidays. And visiting family for me always meant my siblings that I grew up with, right? I grew up in foster care. So when we talk about deadbeat daddies, I mean, I had deadbeat families. You know what I'm saying? It just is what it is. Both sides. Everybody was struggling so much that y'all let y'all family members enter into foster care. I didn't see y'all allow none of your other family members to enter into foster care. But, I come from a group of people that's like, well, that's your fault. And that's your problem. And we all got problems. And that's why y'all have the same problems today that you had 30 years ago. And I don't. Because I don't have that mentality. I would never allow my relatives' children to enter foster care. By my relative, I mean people I know and love and grew up with, my siblings, right? I would never allow that to happen. So anyways, I'm thinking I'm going to be hanging out with my siblings, maybe going, stopping, seeing a few friends, family friends, right? Because again, I grew up in foster care. Nobody in our families called and made sure that this includes the daddy side. And now my mother had passed away when I was younger. Hence us being in foster care. Okay. Daddy didn't come around to get the kids. His family members didn't come around to get the kids. Mama's family members, who my mom would run around ragged for her family members, for her many plethora of brothers and sisters. Nobody helped her children out. Understand this. Understand why it is what it is. It is what it is. I had no hope, honestly, that y'all would even be able to have conversations like this. So the fact that at least you can start having the real this is the real conversations. All that Ricky Lake, slice of welfare cheese. I'm just a cheese. Yes, I'm only a cheese. And I'm nah. All right, that's not a real conversation. This is the real conversations. And trust me, I'm going to get to everybody's involvement and everyone's accountability. Believe that. Oh, you can believe that because I don't play with this. I don't play when it comes to Black kids at all. I don't play when it comes to children at all. And I don't play when it comes to childhood abuse and y'all abusing these kids, these little Black girls. That's not something, that's not a joke. Everyone's going to be brought forward for it. But right now we got these deadbeat daddies on the table. All right. Anyways, my sister was like, "Oh, let's go over to Auntie so and so." I was like, "What? Why do y'all keep doing this?" If these people didn't give a fuck about you when you was a kid, what the fuck are you going around them for now? I don't do that type of shit. And when I was growing up, you know, people were like, what's wrong with you? You got an attitude? You goddamn right I got an attitude. What's up? Right? Because I hate dysfunction. I hate dysfunction. And I hated the dysfunction around me, and I didn't hide that. See, well, I'm what they call a truth teller. All right? Ever heard of them? I'm a truth teller. All right? So you come around me, and you don't get hit with the truth. And I don't care if you like it or not. I don't care. Because people will be quick to tell me, you fat, you black, you this, you that. They'll be quick. Ain't nobody skipped a beat telling me you're loud. All right, they can't say I'm ugly though. Oh, they couldn't do that. They could never do that. All right. Level up, level up, level up, level up. Okay. Welcome everyone that's here. Welcome. I am DanieSteel. This is DanieSteel, home of the purple print. Thank you for joining us for this very important conversation that, again, a lot of people can't have because they can't come at it from a place of healing. All right. And like I said, I might be loud because I'm passionate, but don't play with me. I've absolutely, thank God, healed from this issue. Now, healing is a daily journey, baby, but I'm at a place where I can talk about it. All right. And I've talked about interacting with my deadbeat daddy before on this channel. And I was coming from a place of hurt. I'm now at a place of healing. And I hope to encourage and inspire other people of healing. Please thumbs up the video and subscribe if you're in the room. Only my subscribers can comment on my lives. It just is what it is. If you're not subscribed, I don't really care what you have to say. That's one. So hit the subscribe button, hit the notification bell, hit that thumbs up. Okay? Shit. Anyways, we go over to Auntie so-and-so. And guess who's there? Guess who's there? Your daddy. Right? My biological birth father. All right? He got a long title since he didn't want to be a dad. I'm like the sperm donor of Biological Institute of Technology. Boy, I'll give you the longest title in the world, but you will never be my daddy. All right? So, and that's, yes, I said boy. All right? Since you wanted to be a boy forever, Peter Pan. Look, I already told you, I've done something most black people will never do. I call my deadbeat daddy. I already called that. Okay? That was after this encounter, though. So we're at my aunt's, his sister's, and we go in. She didn't tell my sister he was going to be there because I wouldn't have gone. I don't need that shit. You see how the community constantly attempts to re-traumatize you. This type of shit threw me off for years. For years, I would go back to visit my family with dread and fear in my heart that they would take me back into, I'm leaving my gated community. I'm leaving my apartment on the Upper East Side. Okay? To go back into dire hoods. Okay? Deplorable hoodie situations. I don't give a... I fought my ass off to get out of that. And then I'm going home to visit family. I'm thinking y'all can provide a safe space like the one I just left. All right, so we constantly had to go back into the hoods all the time. And it was always a fear for me. Like, what foster parent that was abusive are they going to want to link up with? No fucking concept going to tell me I'm weird. No, you're weird. You've normalized abuse. People that put their hands on me as a kid, run. When you see me, run. I swear to God, don't think it's going to be no hugs over here. I'm not on that shit. All right? That's disgusting to me. So anyways, guess who was there? I know that ain't who I think it is. That's what I said. I know that ain't who I think. My daddy. Right? And I'm like, what the fuck is this nigga doing here? What the? I'm here with my boyfriend. Everybody's like, oh, dang, yeah, you dating a white? I never knew. You never knew. As much as y'all would sit there being like, oh, you at that white school. You at that white school. Who you think at the white school? White people. Okay? So what's up? What? So everyone's giving me a hard time, even though everybody else sleeps with white people, sleeps with non-black people, right? Makes babies with them because I'm dating one. Because I'd never dated. I never brought nobody around because nobody was worthy until I met my husband. Amen? Anyways, I couldn't believe my biological father was there. I'm like, what the fuck is this? Like, this is sick. I have no warning that this man I haven't seen in over a decade at this point is going to be here. Now, when I was growing up, he was around a time or two. Okay? When I was younger, he was around a lot more. My mother was alive. I think, honestly, and I'm glad, nigga, you should have cared more. This is a man who doesn't care about himself, doesn't care about anything. But I felt like, if anything, he cared about my being around my mother. Right? He didn't care about his kids at all. Why is this here? I'm sitting here and my boyfriend, I'm trying to be bougie. What is he doing here? Let me tell y'all something. Guess what he said? Can I have a hug? Can you have a hug? Absolutely not, sir. Bitch ass sir. I don't know you. The fuck? How disgusting. Well, you know, if you gotta ask for a hug, nigga, you can't have one. Fuck. So anyways, and everyone's like, oh, there she go. There she go, being difficult, being weird. She not the same as us. Thank God. Thank God. My children will thank God I'm not the same as you motherfuckers. Okay? Do y'all know it was probably like a week later? I'm talking about this with my husband at the time, boyfriend, right? And I'm like, I can't believe they would bring me up in there and have my biological father there and not tell me. And he's sitting up there just looking entitled to interaction and shit and just looking awkward and irrelevant. My husband said, that was your father? Please understand this. Please understand this. He's never seen the type of dysfunction that I grew up normalized about. He said, that was your father? He thought it was just some random dude. Because no one calls him father, dad, because he's not. No one addressed him as that. You'd be lucky if I call you by your first name. My husband didn't even know that this man was my father. He's like, wow, I just remember this guy just kind of being there and like standing around kind of awkward. I was like, yeah, that was my father. So, getting back to father, the Pop-Tartin ass that he is, okay, like, what are you, a Pop-Tart? How do you just pop up whenever you, right? They come through for a plate. He was there for a plate. He was there for a plate of food because winter was there. You understand why he was there? You understand why they will embarrass themselves? Because it is an embarrassment for you to come around your children that you haven't seen in more than a day, and you're not a soldier, and you don't work on the road, you're not a traveling salesman, and you haven't seen your kids in more than a day, more than a week. That is an embarrassment. They will embarrass themselves like that because winter is here. And they need a plate. And they need a place to sleep. No shame. You can't shame the shameless. So, Why I bring his deadbeat bio dad up? Because it reminded me of the guy in this story, right? This DJ Clue, DJ Doo-Doo, what's his name? What's my what is this guy's name? DJ Coop. Sorry. Yeah, okay. DJ Coop. All right, I knew it was a ooh in there. All right. DJ Coop. Daughter looked just like him. Daughter looked just like him. My husband says he thinks I look like my father. No, in hell I don't. So anyways, my Father God, that's who I look like. Yeah. Yeah, I know that. I know that. So, DJ Coop, is that his name? Coop? DJ Coop. If you guys probably heard Paris Milan's live about this. I'm sorry, she had a video about it. I don't think it was live. She did a video on this, and she showed all the videos of the woman, introducing her daughter to her father for the first time in 10 years, right? So I want to talk about that and how women do that, and how this isn't the first time that we see Black women videotaping their children in hysterics about meeting their fathers for the first or few times, right? And again, if they're not coming back from a war, if they don't have on a dusty army uniform, okay, that looks like some Saving Private Ryan-ish, all right, if you don't look like you just got back from Saving Private Ryan, what is you in my face presenting yourself for like you somebody special? So, this woman takes her daughter to see her father that she has not seen ever in her life, right? She's 10 years old. DJ Coop. Is your name Cooper? Anyways, the video, like I said, it's all on TikTok and Paris Milan, okay? The video shows a little girl in hysterics from meeting her father the first time, okay? And here are the things that bothered the hell out of me about that video. One, how could you sit there and allow your daughter to sob and cry like this? That is not normal. I think that people are very reckless with children's feelings, okay? Now, I've taken care of children my entire life. My entire life. I've worked with grade school children, preschool through 12th grade, for going on 2 decades. Okay? This is what I do. I teach theater. It can be very emotional. I'm not going to sit there and allow some kid to sob and pretend like that's normal. Okay? I've worked with a lot of kids. I've been around a lot of kids. It's not normal for kids to be sobbing. That's not normal. Right there. And it makes me think, is the mother indoctrinating her with this idea that she should be filled with so much sorrow and emotion because her daddy's here now? Daddy's home. Like, who cares? It made me wonder that. Okay? And I'm not trying to make judgments on her parenting, but I am going to use this as an example. Okay? for the broader issue that's affecting this community of deadbeat daddyism. Okay? Is she teaching this girl that she should respond to seeing her father like this, right? Because my mother would do that, right? She'd be like, and they lie and say the woman is keeping them away from their children. But more oftentimes, you'll see situations like this, right? Where this woman took her 10-year-old daughter to a hotel room. I don't care if me and the dude have the same face. I don't know this dude. And you're dropping me off in a hotel room? If he couldn't be bothered to have me for a week as a baby, he don't need to have me for a day at 10 years old. She's 10 years old. She's never met him. And now she's in a hotel room with him, spending the night with him. And I did a little research. I went to his Instagram. He took a picture of them the morning after, and she's sleeping in his bed. Somebody sleep. Okay. And that is a no-no. I've talked to you guys on this channel before. People need to take parenting classes before CPS comes. And that's just the way that it is. Okay? You dropped her off at a hotel room. I'm sure it wasn't 2 twin-size beds in there. It's not normal for a man to sleep in the bed with his daughter at 10 years old. That's not normal. But she allowed it because they don't know what normal is. Because this man chose to not be a part of his many children's lives. Apparently, he's got a son that he is happy to be like, my son, my boy. You know they let her do that. And they don't even do that often. But if they're going to do it, they'll do it for them, right? I guess they probably tell their daughters what they tell random black women they don't know. You strong and independent. Like, bitch, nigga, go take that to your mama at the grave. The fuck? Unhealed ass. Okay, anyways, all right, I'm not gonna be able to get all of these comments. Okay, so let's see. Hey, Carpathian Pixie. Let's see. I don't trust my dad all the way. Okay, I'll just use my dad for money, have him spoil me. Yeah, that's smart. Let's see. My mom had the same experience. It turns out my grandpa was a deadbeat dad too, but now he cares about her. Okay, yeah. Right, they love to come back, right? I already told my deadbeat bio dad, there will be no coming back to me, and I'm the one that's doing well, dog. You understand? So I said, I told him on no uncertain terms. I said, if I'm a millionaire, you will never get a dime from me. Do you know what this man said? It was the only time he asked me a question. He said, why not? Please understand how worthless. Oh my God. Why not? He's like, why not? Why you gotta be? That's when he started caring. That's when he started caring. When I introduced him to the fact that, oh, I'm not broke by any means. Doing well, dog. And I've heard a story about him struggling or two. I don't give a. That's why I said, don't come to me with that celebrity, where y'all go to these celebrities being like, your sister is hungry. Why are you not? I'm not helping nobody. Nobody. I don't care how many stories you hear. I'm not helping nobody because nobody helped me. Period. Now, that's not you not healed. That's not bitterness at all. That is reciprocity. I've already helped people. I've already gone above and beyond. I'm over that. I'm off that. So I shan't be doing it anymore. So don't ever come to me and be like, I heard that y'all so-and-so, and you, I don't care. I didn't hear it because I don't care. Just like that, nobody cared about me. That's just reciprocity. You have to give people what they give you. I believe in that firmly. No, people don't expect you to end up being anything in life because they know they're not going to be anything in life. Oh, how those tables turn. No way am I going to settle for being a baby mama. Nope, my future kids will have a dad in their life, and if not, a stepdad or father figure. That's good. That's good. Absolutely. Absolutely, Sun Goddess Ari. Yeah, my mom kept me away from my dad, so I don't know him. And truthfully, I've never wanted to know him. Wow, Carpathian Pixie. So do you believe that your mom kept you away from your dad, or that your dad chose to stay away? Very curious as to how you see that situation for yourself. I know without a doubt my mother did not keep her children away from our fathers. Okay, I know for a fact. She let them come around whenever they wanted to. They were Pop-Tarts. You understand? They were Pop-Tarts, the worst kind, the kind that tastes like crayon, the kind that tastes like crayon and sugar. Okay, a little imitation Pop-Tarts. They were Pop-Tarts and stray cats coming in and coming through for their little bowl of milk. Didn't care about the kids. I'm like, really? Over what? In the 90s, it was a lot of, oh, everybody's on drugs. Oh, okay, the end. Oh, okay. Oh, they're just all on drugs. You better go to the cross and ask for forgiveness, because you ain't gonna get it from me. Ask the Lord for forgiveness, or you will burn in the eternal flames for being a deadbeat. I promise you. And I don't care if it was drugs. I don't care if it was Dwight. All right, Dwight was the reason. Whenever Dwight, I don't care. I don't know why Dwight is always there in your home, and you're supposed to be a man now. Come on. To be honest, I wish my mom wasn't into black guys, because most likely she would have a husband. Oh no. And if my dad was white, he would most likely be in my life, and I would probably be a daddy's girl. That makes me so sad to hear you say that, Sun Goddess Ari, because let me tell you something. When I realized at 5 years old what biracial meant, okay, there was a biracial girl in my class, and she had long curly hair. Like most biracial people in America, her father was a black man. Her mother was white. She had long, beautiful, curly hair, right? And it was always in these like Shirley Temple curls. And, everyone was like all the time to me, you're black and ugly, right? That's what I usually heard about who I was and what I looked like. And of course, she didn't get that. I was very curious as to how a white parent could so greatly change how a child is treated in this country. That was very fascinating for me. And I'm going to be honest with you, Sun Goddess Ari, I thought the same thing when I was younger. Much younger than you are now, but Sun Goddess Ari is also young. She's still in high school. So when I was younger than you, when I was in grade school, right, I was like in kindergarten, I remember thinking, so why didn't my mom just get a, you know what I'm saying? Damn, if you wanted them to stay, come on, go get one of these. Obviously, the fuck? Then a lot of things would be different. Exactly. I think about, and I've told you guys a million times before, I have no shame in saying it. My no relationship is perfect, and I don't pretend that mine is. But I've often thought, I think my mother would still be here with us if she had a man in her life like my husband, who loves black women, thinks black women are very beautiful women, right? He thinks black women are exotical. I know that there's like this whole exotical thing where like if you're not a dark-skinned black woman, you're exotical. But newsflash, when I'm in Italy, when I'm in Eastern Europe, anywhere I am where there's majority white people, they see me as exotic. Okay, and I don't want to make that any clearer. The only thing that makes someone non-dark skin exotic is the mind of the dusty that's thinking of them as exotic. Okay, it just is what it is. Now, when you want to talk about exotic in a majority white country, nothing gets more exotic than a dark-skinned black woman. Okay, and it just is what it is. All right. Okay, everyone's beautiful. Okay, but come on now. Everybody know dark-skinned black women are the real exoticals. So in America, but y'all do things on a smaller scale. Anyways, I remember thinking, man, like I just wish, seriously, and to this day, I will always wish that my mother had met a man that was more like my husband than like my bio father. Absolutely, absolutely. You know, and people love to be like, you wouldn't be here. Relax. Okay, you guys would be all right. I call them a sperm donor. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, that's what they are. That's what they are. That's why I said don't let them use you for stroke practice. A lot of these dudes want to use you for stroke practice. Let me tell you something. You're gonna be looking at wedding rings immediately if you're looking at me. If you're looking at me, start looking at a brochure of wedding rings, bruh. Okay, that's period. Okay, you gotta let them know from the jump. You gotta let them know from the jump. And you know what? I don't let people know from the jump. I don't let guys know from the jump. I'll be like, and if you with me, you gonna have to do this. I was like a lot of young women when I was younger, right? Like, he gonna do this. There was no internet. If there was an internet, people would be like, oh my God, like, are you serious? Right? Because I was going off. But the reality is I got what I wanted. I got what I wanted because I made it clear that this is what I want. I manifested the life I want to have. And you'll have to do that if you plan on getting it. No one's going to give it to you. Right? Simone Lewis, too many guys don't want to participate in their kids' lives, but they want to pop up and claim the child when they become rich, famous, and successful. Why is that? Exactly. You know why? Because people start digging. Like they digged into this DJ Coop feller, right? And Paris Milan played the video of someone interviewing him. I was very surprised because I typed in his name on Instagram and the first thing that came up was somebody interviewing him. I'm like, this dude has a job? He's working? Why couldn't he work to take care of his kids? He had so many. And see, people were asking him in that interview, what's it like being a father? You got a lot of kids. That's not hard. That you can't hide that. The way they say Jay-Z hit his first daughter. I'm sorry. I do not believe that girl is his daughter. I don't. Because if she was, he would have paid her off the way Arnold Schwarzenegger paid off his half Latino son, okay, that he had with his maid. He paid them off well so that they're not giving tell-alls and ish. You see what I'm saying? So I don't believe that he has any children outside of his children with Beyonce. But anyway, I digress. So people can now hold them accountable in ways that they couldn't be held before. So then all of a sudden, they want to start talking about, oh yeah, this dude's in an interview talking about, oh yeah, so it's wild, it's great to be a dad. You know, they're like your mini me's. Of course, that's all you can say is they're like your mini me's. You got 6, 7 kids that all look like you, and you spending time with one of them, and that's exactly what Nick Cannon gonna be doing too. And guess who the kid's gonna be? Me and Mariah go back like babies and pacifier. That's what he gonna be telling all the rest of those baby mamas. All right? They're not gonna get the time that his children with Mariah gets. He can't give it to all of them. Tragic. But, you know, We'll get to the role the women play a little later. So stick around. Stop being triggered. Stop being in your feelings, waiting in the bushes. Okay? We're going to get to the role the women play in this, without a doubt. Okay. Let's see. Oh no, that's horrible. Absolutely. What in the hell? I'm sorry to hear about that, Sun Goddess Ari. I never told my mom about that because my mom is, oh God. Oh Lord, Sun Goddess Ari. I can't say all the words, but she's my mom is and she's very defensive over she's not set on just, but that's what she prefers and she defends them. Yeah, I'm sorry about that. I hope that you're out of that situation. Because that's very disturbing for me to hear, and you shouldn't be in a situation where anyone's putting their hands on you or harming you. So, we're gonna have to take care of that without a doubt. Don't salt Pop-Tarts. Why? What? Now why I'm in it? That's what the Pop-Tart said. Now why I'm in it? I know Pop-Tarts. Right, they were good to me too. We had some good times. I like Pop-Tarts, but they're dry, yeah. All right, DJ Doodoo, get a clue. DJ Doodoo. Oh Lord, it's getting hot in here. So hot. I am getting so hot. I'm gonna take my clothes off and let it just fall out. That's what I'm doing right now, okay? People need to respect children the same way they have to respect other adults. They are human too, and their feelings are no less valid. Amen, Carpathian Pixie. Amen. And so, going back to this woman bringing her daughter to a hotel to meet her deadbeat daddy for the first time ever. And she leaves her here. This is all things the mother said she did. Brings her daughter to the hotel to meet him, leaves her in the room with him so they can spend time together. You would never, if it took 10 years for you to meet my daughter, with only her permission, would you ever see her? And it would always be supervised. Always. You would never get an overnight visit with my daughter if you couldn't bother for the first 10 years. Period. And see, these are the things that when they lie, right? When they do their lying and they're like, you should keep me away from my child. They'll say stuff like that. Drop your daughter off to me, man she hasn't met in 10 years, who's proven that he has no sexual discipline, no financial discipline. Drop this young girl off with me. This is what these men will demand. Or I can't do it. What? Then you can't do it. So once again, you don't want to be a part of the child's life. Because there is no way in hell I would drop my daughter, or I wouldn't drop my son off with a man who couldn't be there the first 10 years. It would always be supervised. Because I know a lot of stories of people who met their deadbeat, mostly fathers, for the first time. And little did the mother know, because she didn't ask and she didn't care and she just assumed this man who left her high and dry on the birthing table would be a good dad. And then what happens? Oh, dad introduced me to drugs. I've heard stories of inappropriate relationships happening. Now, these are, to be fair, mostly, I'm just being honest, mostly white stories that I've heard, but still, all right? Where the daughter meets the father, she's a young girl, a preteen, a teenager, and then he begins inappropriate, abusive relationship with her because he's an unhinged freak who doesn't understand you're supposed to take care of your children. Right? So why would you put your daughter in that situation? Everyone's just like, oh, that's fine. It's not fine. Okay? You're not supposed to sleep in a bed with a daughter. Again, if he had raised her, he would know that. Instinctually, he would understand. His daughter, his 10-year-old daughter, would have developed a sense of autonomy for herself, right? So if your dad is your parents are letting you sleep in the bed and you're 1, you're 2, you're 3, you're 4, all right, now you're 5, okay, all right, you can't be sleeping in here anymore, right? Oh, I'm scared of the dark. I'm scared. You gotta learn how to sleep in your own bed. I don't know what else to tell you. And that's what mom and dad should be saying. Okay? 10 years old? Like what? Did he sleep in the chair or sleep on the floor and then like just get on the bed to take a picture with her? That could be the case. Either way, it's inappropriate. You guys shouldn't even be sharing the same room. She's 10 years. I mean, you're not like you're her biological birth father, right? You're not her dad for you to be in a room with this girl. That shit is crazy to me. And then everyone's congratulating him like he did something. He didn't do anything. He's done less than something. For this little girl to be weeping and sobbing, that's not a normal reaction to a father. Okay? You know what's a normal reaction to a father? You ever see Obama's daughters? He's gone a lot. You ever see how they respond to him? They could care less. They could care less that he's there because he's always there. That's a normal reaction to a father. Just a kid that could really just care less. I mean, when they get older, of course, everyone, when they get older and their father's always been there, they're like, my God, my father was always there. I've met so many people like DanieSteel who didn't have that. I'm so grateful for my father, right? But when you're young, a normal reaction to seeing your parents is, okay, you know, you might be happy when you're younger, but as you get older, a normal 10-year-old's reaction to seeing her dad would just be like, okay, hi, Dad. You know, I'll never forget seeing my biological birth father, okay, at a soup kitchen, in a soup kitchen line. But these dudes love to be like, nobody helps us, nobody helps men. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. And there's every soup kitchen line across America. That's what I'm saying. Y'all love to talk, but y'all ain't about that hood life. I grew up in this. I'm walking around the hood, me and my friends doing hood activities. And who do we see? And at this time, I was, what, 10, 11? My biological birth father waiting in the soup kitchen line for a plate because that's all they care about is what they're going to get, who's going to feed them, who's going to let them sleep somewhere. That's all they care about. And I'm sorry that your brain has been ravaged, that you can't get it together. But man, why are you having sex? If you don't have mental capacity to be a father, why are you out here having sex? To me, that sounds like a predator. To me, that sounds very reckless. So I was very disturbed by her saying that she left her daughter in the hotel room with the bio dad that she just met after 10 years and that she spent the night with him. I was very disturbed by their laughter I didn't find nothing funny. I get it. People laugh when they're uncomfortable, when they don't know what to say. But again, I think this goes back to what Carpathian Pixie is saying here, the disregard for children's emotions. I think that that's what it goes back to. She said, what the hell is so funny about this? What the hell is so funny about this? I would have been brokenhearted to see my daughter respond that way. Because as a woman, I would say to myself, how could I have done that to my daughter? She wasn't sobbing and crying before Santa Claus popped up out of the chimney with no presents. She wasn't sobbing before. Her life was okay before. There wasn't this constant waiting for daddy. Fuck that, I've been ready since my dad used to tell me he was coming to the house to get me. He ain't show up. They don't show up. Valuable lesson, man, I had to grow up. They don't show up. How many of us sat on the porch waiting for these to come around, looking out the window? He said he would come. And then now you're indoctrinating your daughter to tolerate what you've tolerated. This pop-up, pop-by, stray cat, alley cat, outdoor cat, knuckle. You're teaching your daughter that that's acceptable. See, my mother did that ish, but my grandmother was always like, your daddy ain't. Oh, so mothers need to stop telling. No, my mother didn't tell my mother. Well, I mean, she didn't say he was worth a damn, but you know who really told me a little something about this? My great-grandmother. Thank God for great-grandma. Thank God for my great-grandma. And she didn't say, you know, he's doing this, he's doing. All she said was, he ain't. And I was like, that's a perfect way to describe who he is and what he's doing. He's doing absolutely nothing. He ain't. Right? So I'm very disturbed by single mothers believing that it is okay to subject their children, to subject their little boy or little girl to an inconsistent father. I'm very disturbed by that. Now, when we talk about allowing this man to see his child, it's not difficult. You can go to a courthouse if you're a man and you can get parental custody of your child. All you got to do is show them that you're not a total fuck up. They can't do this. Then they want to talk about Dwight and how Dwight's making things unfair. Look, we all got to deal with Dwight. Dwight's there for all of us. All right? You know Dwight's there, right? You know Dwight's there. They act like, oh my God, Dwight's here again? Dwight's always going to be there. You know that. So why don't you move accordingly, man? So then we get into this. Are the women keeping the children from the men? Or are the men choosing to not be a part of these children's lives? I don't want to hear nothing about she made it hard. You can go to a courthouse. What are you talking about? Now you're trying to tell me that I don't know the American legal system. And that's a big mistake because I absolutely know what I grew up dealing with the American legal system as a foster kid. Okay? All you have to do is go to the courthouse to get parental rights, to get custody, to file for custody. That's all you have to do. And you will get it if you are a responsible adult. Y'all ain't responsible. Y'all got no home address. She had to meet this guy in a hotel. Now, I don't know if it's because, they're not from the same hometown. And, I can't remember what she said. Did he fly in to see her? So now he's at the hotel. If you would let him sleep over, if you would let your daughter sleep in a hotel room with him, why not tell him he can come over and sleep on the couch at y'all place? That's very weird and creepy and inappropriate. And again, the reason for the inappropriateness is because they don't know how to parent, because they're not doing the work. They don't know how to, he doesn't know how a father should parent, and she doesn't know how a father should parent. And how a father should parent is be in his child's life enough so that he doesn't have to take a picture with her when she's 10 years old, asleep in the bed, because he's got a lifetime of pictures of her asleep in her crib and in various beds he's bought and built for her. So again, this goes back to infantilization. You are infantilizing these men. You want to know the quickest way to make sure that a guy won't marry you? Have his baby. Have his baby. Y'all want to know, how can I get a man to marry me? I'll tell you how you get one to not have to worry about wanting to marry you. Give him legacy, give him babies with no responsibility on his part, but that he was supposed to marry you. I don't listen to her. She cape for Kobe. I don't trust no divested women married to one of them. Who? I'm not sure you're talking about my world. Why not? Why do you think so? Sorry, I'm missing y'all. I don't like anybody that capes for Kobe or defends him in death. I don't know who y'all talking about. I liked you, but this is a oh no, it's not, Tavia. No, it's not. No, it's not. No, it's not. I think maybe you have a problem. You haven't heard me talk about the deadbeat daddy issue in the community. There's a bunch of bashing channels for y'all. I'm here to set the record straight. It's not my fault that there has been at this point, decade-long plus campaign, over a decade-long campaign on social media of y'all besmirching and ruining and doing everything. The black male content creators, not you personally. And again, I never said all. I said specifically the title of the video is Black Deadbeat Dads. If you're not a black deadbeat dad and you're offended by this, I cannot help you. If you're not a black deadbeat dad and us talking about how we experience black deadbeat dads does something to you, guess what? We do not care. Da-na-na. Okay, it just is what it is. All right, Tave? Wish you well, but don't ever play me like that. Y'all got people talking about y'all shouldn't even exist. Come on now. Come on now. And it's your baby mamas leading the way. It ain't me. But like I've said before, I'm passionate. I have a right to talk about how I grew up and my experiences and what I observed many black women having to experience. And as a life without fathers. And like I said, I get tired of coming on here, y'all lying about black women and Ricky Lake and welfare cheese. I get tired of that shit. Because half the suburban niggas talking about that shit wasn't even there. Wasn't in the hood, don't know shit about welfare, don't know shit about waiting in the welfare line. You see plenty of men, so I don't want to hear that shit. And I'm not yelling at you, Tavia, but like I said, if you got to exit, do what you got to do. Man, it was good while it lasted. If I gave you what you needed up until now, be blessed. But the truth must be told. All right? And the reality is, Tavia, you're probably one of the only black guys that's ever been around here, okay? Black guys don't come around here unless it's directly to troll. They don't support my channel. And whoever don't support me, then it's fuck you. You know what I'm saying? If you don't support me, then it's fuck you too. Straight the fuck up. I'm not going to say what a lot of these pick-me's get on here and say to get a black male audience. I'm not going to do it. Because y'all have a totally different agenda than what is needed to make this fucking community better. Y'all have a totally different agenda. Y'all agenda is sexual access. Y'all agenda, and I'm saying it straight the fuck out, I don't give a fuck. That's why this video will be moved to Patreon. Okay. Your agenda is sexual access. Your agenda is no accountability. Your agenda is proximity to whiteness, but victimization of whiteness. You sat up there uplifting, hey, colorism has always been the flex in this country. I don't want to hear none of that shit. And like I said before, and I'll say it again, you can put my picture side by side with any light skin. I ain't saying none. It is what it is. I'm not jealous of light-skinned women. In the Black community, they're treated better. Why is that? Proximity to whiteness. They've been brainwashed to believe that they're exotical. There's nothing exotical about a light-skinned Black woman. You're just of lighter skin, if anything. All right? But they believe that because that's what they're told. They're told that they're better. They're told that dark-skinned Black women hate them and are jealous of them. I never been a day in my life. You don't think we get tired of that ish? I'm not going to cover for the deadbeat daddy crisis in this community. All I can do is stop it, and I did. Now, I know you don't like some of the comments. I can't control what other people say. I do everything I can so that harmful words don't get through in the discussion. I do everything I can. Whatever words get through, I cannot control that. So, you know, I mean, of course y'all gonna say that because I don't move like a pick-me. And a pick-me, of course, is someone that's like, my pussy, I don't give a fuck, I'm gonna be honest. A pick-me is somebody that's like, my pussy gonna always be available for a Black man. It don't matter what he do. He gonna always have access to my pussy. No, I'm sorry. No. All right, may the best man win. That's always been my motto. All right, because I know what I have to offer. So it just is what it is. I would never sit up here and have a lot of the comments like bashing. Apparently, y'all know some of the channels that's out here. And it's a bunch of women that's had y'all babies. It's a bunch of women that wanted to be with y'all. I'm talking about deadbeat daddyism. I had to grow up in foster care because this nigga didn't want to take care of his fucking kids. So miss me with the bashing, miss me with trying to make me feel bad about talking about a problem. Do you know the percentage of people in prison who grew up in foster care? It is a direct line. Y'all are not taking care of y'all children, and then they're ending up in the prison systems, and they're further abusing the community. Wash, rinse, repeat. I was born into that chaos. I'm going to break it. It's not going to be around me. I'm going to break the wheel. And I will look the little Black kids I interact with, I can look them in the face and say, I'm so sorry that you have to experience what you're experiencing, but I'm doing everything I can to change that. I can do that with pride. I see a lot of Black women saying, oh, I don't even want to bring a kid into this world because what kind of world is this for a Black person to live in? So I'm trying to make this a world that our fucking kids can live in. That's more than my deadbeat daddy did for me. I don't have a right to talk about that? What's bashing about that? Tell me one thing I've said that's bashing, that's incorrect. Because I'll drop the link right now, okay? Shit. Y'all know how I get down. All right. Now she kept me away. Okay, all right, let's listen to this. This is Carpathian Pixie. All right. She's saying her experience. Okay. She said, no, she kept me away. Her mother kept her away from her father. When she was a baby, she let him come see me, but he tried to leave the neighborhood, and she and my uncle said no. Okay. Okay. So she kept you away from your father because he wanted to leave with you, or I think this is interesting, right? Because I think what Carpathian Pixie's comment is showing us is the nuance, the absolute nuance. And that's what I'm trying to say. There is nuance. There is levels to this ish. Absolutely. And I want to have room for those discussions to be had. I'm not here to give some one-sided view. Y'all got a different view of ish? Please talk to me. Let me know. Let's communicate so we can have the honest conversations. That's what I care about. Again, I don't have any hatred in my heart for anybody. I just don't. I don't have the energy. Okay? I don't care. And I've said a million times before, unlike everyone on YouTube that's obsessed with this gender war-ish, I just don't want dysfunction anymore. I don't want the dysfunction. I don't want the street harassment. I don't want the deadbeat daddies. How can we fix this? Right? I feel like most, again, I'm not gonna be able to get to all you guys' comments, so skip over some, do what I can. And, you know, I'm not gonna be able to get to all y'all comments anymore because I have to get through all of the stuff that I want to get through so that we don't have, again, as I said earlier, we're gonna get to the accountability of the women, but you have to wait and not be sitting here in the bushes defensive for no reason, right? Because I will allow a conversation about this with anyone, and I mean that sincerely. If you want the link, if you want to tell me something different, I'll drop the link. Let me know. Let me know, because that's not a problem. Okay? Exactly. I mean, I think that's clear. I've already said multiple times on this channel, most of the Black men that I know today personally that are fathers are present fathers. But I don't know a lot today presently because my circle is small. You know what I'm saying? And to be fair about that too, a lot of the Black men that I know today, because I live in New York, they're throughout the diaspora. All right. So this is Caribbean or even Latino, you know, Afro Latino, right? Men. Okay. From my past, I don't know what those men are doing. All right. How it's all going down in the hood today, I couldn't tell you. I don't live in the hood today. You know, I had thought that things had improved. So I was very surprised. You understand that? When I divested on out of the hood, all right, physically, because you have to do it mentally first. Amen. Once I physically divested on out of the hood, okay, hallelujah for getting me through. Amen. Because not everybody makes it. Not everybody makes it out. And we glorify the hood, but I don't do that a lot on here. Because I know a lot of young guys that I grew up with that aren't here anymore. Street violence. I'll talk about that later. That's what I'm talking about. Like, if I talk about street violence, will you be offended? Y'all can talk about single mothers, baby mamas, You know, women that you don't think men are attracted. Y'all can do that all day. You're not gonna ever offend me because that's nothing to do with me. Unwed women, you see what I'm saying? Y'all do it all day. My only point is, it's not all of us, and it's not most of us. That's not a most of us problem. This deadbeat daddy situation is a statistically most of the daddies that exist problem. And I'm sorry, I think our kids deserve better. So this DJ Coop guy, he's got multiple children. Okay, I went to his Instagram. I'm only seeing 2 daughters really regularly. He said he has a son. I didn't really see him much. I didn't scroll through his whole Instagram. I ain't got time for that. But I did notice that the pictures he had of his daughters before he met with his daughter, it was them by themselves. So it was the mama sending them pictures. It was the mama sending him pictures of his various baby mamas, sending him pictures of his children, and him posting it on Instagram like he's doing something. And then he's in interviews talking about some, oh yeah, they're like my mini me. That's all he can say because he doesn't know nothing about his children. They don't understand how they fail as fathers because they're not held to the responsibility of being fathers. Because y'all let them behave like outdoor cats. You let them come and go. The child's mental health be damned, right? The child's mental health be damned. For what? So you can run online and tell a bunch of Negroes you don't know. See, that's why I will never smooth down baby hairs. Never. You won't find a picture of me with them. Why would I create baby hairs? White people don't care about baby hairs. Baby hairs are for... Everybody knows who baby hairs are for. The men who claim to not like them. Why would I show you? Why would I spend my time, waste my time? Baby hairs. Nigga, your hair is nappy as mine. And I think you know that. Women like to be like, I like to be bad. I'm bad. I want it to look like it's going from my scalp. It don't matter how much it looks like it's going from your scalp, because the first thing these niggas gonna do is try to rip it off your head and whirl it around in his hand and laugh at you and tell everybody it's not going off your scalp. So it doesn't matter. Okay? And, you know, I'm thinking, what about his other kids that he doesn't mention, he doesn't post, he's not, right? Because he has this post, right? Where he says, after the videos went viral of his daughter sobbing because he's a deadbeat dad, sobbing to see him, okay? And this kind of stuff will enrage them. I wouldn't be surprised if he just tries to slink right back on out. Slink right back on out. It's not going to be difficult because he got too many kids. And him having a child before she had her daughter with him, she'll let her know. If the child doesn't live with these men, they're not about that daddy life. Point blank, period. Anyways, I am DJ Coop says on his Instagram post after the videos that went viral were posted of his daughter crying, he posted a picture of him and her again, which is like, you're just doing this for clout. That's crazy. You have so many kids. Like, just focus on being a dad. Can you do that and making money for your kids? He said, we got the world talking about us, baby. Now that's some dope shit. If I gotta take the stones for you to be with me, I ain't tripping. I'ma just take them and build you a store for your new shoe cleaning company. Oh yeah, she wants to be a female DJ. DJ JJ Coop. Deadbeat to girl. I'm sorry, but these hashtags taking me out. Okay. At least you called it, DJ Coop. At least you called it. He said hashtag deadbeat to girl dad. Oh my God. Hilarious. Yes, you are a deadbeat. Okay. You are a deadbeat. All right. I don't know if you can ever make up for it. That'd be between you and your children. I don't feel like it's between you and the baby mothers, because we're going to get to the baby mothers after I finish cleaning him up. Okay? It's a BM bashing channel when all these women be in the comments mad because I'm not actually bashing. You know how many viewers I would have if I actually sat here and bashed the way that's what these women want, instead of actually talking about the issues? Come on now. To me, that don't sound like something, you know. Is you a Steely, Tavier? Or is you just here for fun? I need to know who my Steelies are. Shit. All right, so, you know, I feel like black men love to diminish things like colorism, deadbeat daddyism, until it affects them, right? I've had a lot of guys be like, and that's why I'm with a white woman, because, okay. And they'll go back to because they deadbeat daddy and they always want to be there for their kids, and they feel like the only way they can get that done is dating out. So it matters when it's in fact impacting y'all lives, right? When y'all can't get the rap career y'all want, when y'all not popping in the media, all of a sudden Fat Joe and Drake and DJ Khaled and Jeezy, right? All of a sudden colorism comes up in the industry, right? So this guy's struggling to make it as a DJ. It's hard in the entertainment business. I certainly understand that. Why would you have 5, 6, 7 kids? Why wouldn't you just focus on making your dreams come true? Why would you have all those kids, bruh? That don't make no sense. And see, what that did for him was he was given legacy and didn't have to do nothing for it. All those kids look just like him. Every kid of his I've seen on his Instagram, spitting image. He didn't have to do anything for it. He didn't have to carry the baby out of the hospital back to the car. The terror of riding home with your baby in the back seat for the first time. He didn't have to do that. He didn't have to look at the bill that you get after giving birth in a hospital. He didn't have to do that. Everyone took care of his legacy. And then he gets a beautiful little girl sobbing for his very presence, right? And the mama laughing. That's a lot to give a deadbeat. And then you want to talk about why they don't marry you? A man needs guidance, okay? A man needs guidance. You want to sit down and create an instruction manual for yourself when you're in a relationship. This is my instruction manual. This is how I'm to be treated. Period. I don't care about who you are. I don't care what ideas you have in your head. These are my boundaries. This is what I will and will not allow. This is what I will and will not accept. And top of that list is marriage before baby. So, you know, this guy reminded me of my biological father. I've told you guys before, my biological birth father wanted to be a rapper. So you can't take care of your kids because you're pursuing dreams. Why did you have them? And see, nobody asks these deadbeat daddies, why did you have these kids? They're going to ask mama. Dear mama. They're going to ask mama. Right? Isn't that what the conversation always goes back to? Why did you allow him into your womb? But see, if you do something like marry out, which nigga, I married in to greatness, so I don't know about that. But anyways, if you marry out, then they mad at you about that. Then they mad at you about that. But y'all don't want to get married. Y'all don't believe in marriage. You don't value marriage in the community. You don't value Black women in the community. It is what it is. I'm supposed to lie about that? For what? For what? Because the only women that they support on here is the women that, all these men, they do no wrong, and y'all women, I'm not doing that. I have dignity. Seasonal daddies just pop up whenever they want. No accountability. You know, I think about, I was at the grocery store. And there was a lighter skinned Black guy there with looked like a white Hispanic woman, right? And I wouldn't have noticed, just to be honest. I don't like really people watch much when I'm in the grocery store or when I'm out. I don't really care anymore like I people watched when I was younger. But the reason I noticed them was because they were arguing, right? And she was like asking him something, and what was his response? It was like very high, whiny. You know, I hate when men whine. Whiny voice. Why? I gotta pause real quick. Why do y'all need to be catered to so much? Black people. Why do y'all fucking need to be catered to so much? Like, who the fuck are y'all that y'all gotta be catered to? Or you can't listen. I don't get that shit. It's so many people. Stop coming to my fucking channel telling me what to do. Y'all don't support the channel. Okay? Only my Steelies support the channel. It's a handful of people. It's a bunch of raggedy ass, same ass channels out there that y'all support more. So go tell them what to do. It's just crazy that when I bring up dysfunction, y'all get so fucking hyped and in y'all feelings. I just saw y'all on channels the other day when people was telling y'all that y'all stupid, you're ugly. I see it all the time. Go tell them how they should be running shit and what their channel is about and what they're doing. Again, you want to talk about, when I first started my channel, I didn't talk about, I was doing the Kelly Stamp shit, having a good time. And then I felt like, hey, nobody's talking about the important issues. I started talking about racism. One, Black people didn't tune in because y'all don't care about racism. All y'all care about is dating. Okay, that's what y'all care about. It don't matter what happens in the world. Y'all gonna be here talking about dating. How can I get a date? Who's gonna date me? What's going on? Date. Okay, so miss me with the bullshit. Anyways, I was in the grocery store. He was in the, oh no. I hate that. I hate that sound. I hate the sound of a man with a high, like nigga, put some bass in your voice. All right. And I just like looked at them and laughed, and felt sorry for her in that situation. But the point is, as I was looking at them, I was like, I'm looking around and I'm noticing the people that are there. If I see a black family, I never see a black father with the family. Now, he could be working, right? But to never, I just never, and now I live in the tri-state area. I don't live in Atlanta. I understand if you live in Atlanta and Texas, things look different. I understand if you live in South Africa, things will look different. I'm telling you, in the tri-state area, just like people will tell you in LA, I don't see no black families. But then people want to say, oh, why they don't never put black families in it? Why is never no black families? Y'all have to build what y'all want to see. Y'all can't tell people to create it and then you'll imitate it. Okay? You have to show people without a doubt. This is what we look like. Not what they're saying. This is what we look like. Again, that's why black men used to wear 3-piece suits until the 60s. Because they always wanted to be seen as presenting themselves. And then what happened? Started trying to copy mafioso culture, called it street gang culture. Okay, another story for another day. Like I said, you want to dispute it? Let me know. I'll drop the link. I'll drop the link. That's not a problem. But I was not surprised to look at this DJ Coop Instagram and see, he's got interviews. He's only talking about his son, right? They don't care about what happens to black women and black girls in the community. They don't. There's nothing there's nothing bashing about that. That is a fucking fact. If I kept telling myself, listen, and of course there's women out there like, my daddy love me. Okay, yes, we know your dad loves you. Okay, I'm talking about a general problem. A general problem. You can see by and large that by the time these guys are in middle school, they're talking about their preference for women that don't prefer them. That is a sad state of affairs. That is the reality. My preference is money, but that's just me. My preference is functionality. My preference is success, but that's just me. Then somebody will come around, what about love? Miss me with that. I'm too grown. Save it for the younger ladies, okay? I'm too grown. A man that protects and provides will always be loved. And see, it's not the other way around. You don't get my love and then I'll protect and provide. That's not how it works. A man that protects and provides will always be loved. It just is what it is. They have been steadily on YouTube disrespecting the fuck out of black women. Everybody knows that. We have a femicide crisis in the community right now in America. Every 4 hours, a black woman, a young black girl is murdered because she is a black woman. I'm going to get more in depth in a later video on that. This ain't a fucking game anymore. Y'all had your fun. Playtime's over. So you want to play hardball? I'm game. Okay? Now, black women have always gone hard. Out here taking rubber bullets and more. It's time for y'all to step up and start protecting the women and girls you claim to love and care about so much. The women and girls you demand submit to you. The women and girls you accuse of bashing when they talk about their experiences. It is time for y'all to step up. There's not one guy on here sincere about calling that shit out. Now, you got a lot of guys that'll sit and talk to you about the same shit that take women's talking points because it's not a male discussion. You got a lot of guys that'll do that because there's money to be made. And notice they ain't gonna talk about it unless there's some money to be made. But none of them are serious about helping you. None of them are serious about marrying you. None of them are serious about getting other men to get their act together. I don't believe that because I haven't seen it. All right, so just because he's an inconsistent father, does that mean that he's bad? Does that mean he can't change? Inconsistent and deadbeat, there's a lot in between there. There's a lot of nuance there, okay? I would have called someone like my biological birth father an inconsistent deadbeat, okay? Now, we have fathers that are present and inconsistent, right? That means they live in the house with the child, right? Maybe they see them every weekend, but there's just an inconsistentness about their parenting, which is an action word. You're supposed to do something, just like love. That is an action word, okay? Just because he's inconsistent, does that mean that he can't change and you shouldn't let your kids see them? Yeah. Again, any man that wants to see his kid will be sure that he does it. All right? You check these men out in other communities, they're fighting in court, fighting for custody. You'll never hear in the community people fighting for custody. You never hear that. But next thing you know, she kept him away from the child. Right? His inconsistency might not be bad for you as a woman, but it wreaks havoc on your child. It just does. Okay? And I know women that decided instead of having this inconsistent man popping in and out of my child's life, there just won't be a relationship. And when he's ready to be a father, which it seems like this woman was doing in the video here, right? This TikTok video that went viral. It seems like that's what she was doing. She said he didn't have no money. She owns up to that. She allowed him to impregnate her, knowing he didn't have any money. And she decided, I'm not even going to ask for child support because you can't get blood from a stone. I'm not going to ask for child support. I'm not going to bother him about seeing his child. I'll just let him live his life. And when he's ready, he can come on back. I don't agree with that approach. I do not agree with that approach. I agree. If the man doesn't want to be a part of his child's life, then go out. Go. A child deserves consistency. A child demands consistency. Y'all not reading parenting books so you wouldn't know nothing about it. A child demands consistency. If you're not going to provide it, exit stage left. And if you get your act together and the child wants to see you, I will allow it. But if you're not going to be a part of your child's life, I mean, again, don't be, listen, I don't have to worry about that. I'm married, so we good. I wouldn't put my kids through that bullshit. I wouldn't put my kids through the bullshit that I was put through. I would never. Yes, my parents were married, but we have a lot of different things going on in my marriage that my parents didn't have going on in theirs. That's how I know everything is going to be A-okay for my children. I know it is. If a man's inconsistent, it's not fair to your child, male or female child, to allow this man to pop in and out of your child's life on some, oh, he's a good father. He tries. I had to let him try. Some girl said on Twitter, I couldn't believe this. I was like, y'all just be talking out y'all ass. Y'all have no experience working with children. I used to be a kid, didn't we all? A roach used to be a kid. That don't mean that you know what's right for children. Okay, I do because I studied it. All right. She says, if my baby daddy is inconsistent, I'll still allow my child to see him whenever he does. Women keep their child from their fathers as if they be the best moms, and I never understood that. And it looks like the woman goes on to say that her mother prohibited or limited her interactions with her father. Again, that's not something I can relate to. Because my mother always welcomed my father around. Did you ask your mother why? Like, are y'all having conversations with your mother and asking them why they didn't feel it was good for you to be around your father? Listen, people love to be like, it don't matter if he don't have any money, he should still be able to see their baby. Well, I mean, look, that's something that y'all can believe in. If you can't protect and provide, what are you doing? Taking up space? Huh? I don't believe a man that doesn't understand that a child must be provided for has a right to custody. No, I don't. That's why the courts would never give a man who doesn't give any money to his child custody. They would never give a man that, knowing that he had no intention of ever giving any money to his child, providing for the child in any way. This woman said, oh, he finally gave me money for the first time. Well, not to me. He gave it to her. I couldn't imagine. My God. And you gave him a child. I'm sorry that they treat having a child so passe in the community, but it is not. You risk your very life doing so. And other cultures and groups understand this. And that's why they'll present a woman with a house, a diamond ring, before they ask the woman to give birth to a child for them. So, and she ended up deleting that tweet because it was silly and stupid. If my baby daddy is inconsistent, I'm still going, why y'all always talking about baby daddies? God, get it away. Oh my God, that's all y'all do. And my baby daddy, I don't care who he is. Yes, you do, because this is what happens when y'all let these baby daddies off the hooks. Now we're gonna get into what women can be doing. See, that's why they don't like me neither, right? Now everybody gonna come, oh, everybody's in a huff and puff. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck. I promise you I don't give a fuck. Ain't no, look. If you're not a Steely, you're not a friend. And I can't make that more clear. If you're not a Steely, I don't care what you feel, what you think. Okay? Let's get into the women. Before I get into the women, I'm going to read some more of y'all comments. Okay. I guess I agree that's kind of a sad comment that I made. You aren't lying. Yeah, absolutely, Sun Goddess Ari. My World says, Jay-Z has a lyric about a man who doesn't take care of his children can't be rich. Facts. That's why they never end up blessed. That's why they always struggling. And then they just don't want to be a dad because they never made it. Okay, nigga, you ain't gonna make it, but you could have had a relationship with your kids. You didn't want that? Why do y'all all think that y'all superstars? I mean, it's not a black person out there that won't make a YouTube channel, make a Twitter space, hop on Clubhouse, and be like, everyone, I'm talking like this. I am an authority figure when it comes to, they ain't got nothing to show for it, sitting on a mattress. But don't nobody try to, everything is hype, clout. Why did you think you was going to be a rapper, bruh? Like, what? And so your dream didn't come true, so fuck everybody else? That's an alarming sense of entitlement. If I had a son that did that, I would be like, unfortunately for you, son, you are no longer welcome in my home. You're not welcome around me. You're a deadbeat. And I now have to spend the energy that I would have spent on you. I'm going to spend it on your child so that they understand that they're loved. Because something's wrong with you, clearly. Because I know damn well I ain't raised no kid to be that way. It would never happen, my child. But you see what I'm saying? The deadbeat daddies are welcomed with open arms. There's no accountability. Dark skin is exotic to most parts of Europe. Just facts. It's just facts. Like, it's just so crazy. Like, you will never, like, you know, again, I felt like light-skinned women, because my family was majority light-skinned people on my mother's side, right? And, you know, it was always this, like, nose up in the air. Bitch, I'm not living in Blackistan for life, so I don't care that you're deemed exotical at the bodega. I put on my jewelry just to go to the bodega. I don't care. Okay? I put on a bonnet to go to the bodega. Okay? If I want to put on jewelry, I'll wait for the Met Gala. Okay. Bougie. Keep it bougie. Keep it cute. Keep it bougie, or let it go. Okay. All right. I like to have fun. I'm sorry. The reality is I've been around a lot of girls, you know, light-skinned women, and they were very surprised by, you know, when I'm out and about, I keep it cute. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't make a big deal about male attention because I get a lot of it. I don't care. And these women were very surprised by that. And what ended up happening was they would get upset about the idea of interacting with a non-black man because they didn't know how. I know how to interact with men, period. And I understand that a lot of men in general want to be coddled. But the way black men want to be coddled is at the detriment of dark-skinned black women. And I won't do it. I'm not coddling colorism. I'm not coddling y'all feeling attacked because we're talking about the deadbeat daddy issue that plagues the community. I'm not coddling that. Your daddy should have coddled it. Your daddy should have changed it for you. But the reality is a lot of these dudes are hurting because they didn't have a daddy neither. And they will sit up and project when they didn't have a daddy neither. A lot of these women are hurt because they didn't have a daddy. I'll tell you right now, like I've told you before, I didn't care about not having a daddy. I realized that he couldn't give us what other men were giving their families. He couldn't. He didn't have a job. All right, so you're going to need that. He didn't bring no candy. He didn't bring no food. He didn't bring no money whenever he came around. And I probably disliked him being around more than anybody. Okay? I hate a burden. What is you here for? Being a burden, grown-ass man? Go out there and mow some lawns, fuh. Shit. I love how when we tell the truth about Tyrone or male bashing, instead of telling the truth, all of us can't be lying. Exactly. Exactly. And I'm like, no, it's not my world. I think you better call Tyrone. Okay. Call him. It's a general experience. A lot of black guys will say, for example, look, black guys made fun of me when I was growing up in grade school. I went to an all-girls Catholic school, so I didn't have to deal with that in high school. Thank God. Thank God. I'm sorry. I didn't have to deal with it in school. Period. I had to deal with a bunch of other things in school, but I still lived in the hood, so I had to deal with it, when I was at home and shit like that. Black guys making fun of me all the time and shit. But when black guys say black women they were like, black girls made fun of me, I absolutely believe them. I'm not like, no, we didn't. I know. Look, gonna read. You already know how black women are. They're gonna read. You already know that, So I'm not offended by them telling their truth, A lot of guys complain about baby mamas. I can't relate to that, but I'm also not offended. What gets offensive is the constant negative generalization, when I don't believe that black women are the majority of the problem. Okay. I just don't. Okay. It's time if men want to be the lead, they want to be the head, they have to take accountability. That's just what leaders do. Right. So I'm going to give y'all that. Okay. And maybe one day you'll be the leaders that you want so badly to be. Because I often interact with black dudes that just, they be on some. I remember years ago, me and my husband were signing up at a gym, and we were looking at different gyms, and we looked at this one gym. We just wanted to use the gym because we were in the area. We weren't going to be staying, okay? So we pretended to be interested in the gym. Anyways, there was this bald-headed black guy. I call him Milk Dud. There was a Milk Dud there, okay? Working in the gym. And he was like, I want to tell you about this amazing plan. I was like, no, we already heard that. You see that? They'll try to, and then he's like, I'm speaking to the man. Can I speak to the man? He speaks through me. But everything goes through me. But I do. See, that's the thing. They know black women. They know coming at me on some. Can I talk? Can I talk to the man? I'm gonna give my man respect and allow him to make that choice. Okay, and of course, you guys know anything about my husband, he's a carefree guy, and he's like, okay. I was like, damn it! I don't want to hear another fucking gym spiel. I've been in many gyms. If I look around, I can make a decision for myself. So we sat there. He gives us a spiel for like 30 minutes. All we wanted to do was use the gym. When he was done, I was like, so why did you waste 30 minutes of my time when I told you that I already knew all that and I don't care? Can we use the gym? Right? And he had a little attitude. Nigga, you can have an attitude and you can get fired. It don't matter to me. But I don't know why you think that you're going to tell me what to do. All right? You want to go run something, go find your kids and go run that. Random black dudes will be wanting to run you. Like, I'm not submitting to you, bruh. I don't know you. The fuck? They're like, if you submit, then I'll protect you. Ain't gonna do shit. So you can't protect me. I'm in the suburbs. I'm in the gated community. What the fuck you talking about? Y'all won't protect the women that's right there. Remember that preference? That got right in front of her boyfriend? He was right there. Miss me with the lies and stuff. That they only work on certain women, and I'm not one of them. So, yeah. just ridiculous. Also, I was going to tell this story later. I'll tell it later anyways, because like I said, this video won't be up forever, right? Because I like to have fun with y'all, but I got to put out what gets supported, you know? And yeah, people like a lot of other things that I have to talk about. So that's fine. I was in an exercise group that was mostly predominantly Black people. Okay. Like, and by say mostly predominantly Black people, I mean like 99%. Okay. And there was a Black guy in the group that the first time I did it, I mean, I know y'all see I'm overweight. I had a hard time, okay, keeping up on this bike ride around Manhattan, okay? We would literally ride our bikes all the way around Manhattan, okay? And this is what I did last summer when everyone's been, you fat, you fat, you fat. Okay, but I'm getting up and working out. You know, that's all we can do. I can't magically make the weight disappear, okay? All you can do is keep trying. Anyways, this Black guy helped me, okay? My husband was not a part of the group. I joined this group with some other Black women that I was friends with. And so it's like a New York City group. It's mostly New York City people, everybody Black. Had a good time. There was a Black guy in there, and he had a long beard. Very nice hair. He was light skinned, okay? And I got really, like, I was trying to go uphill. You know, when you're big, I was like, oh, Lord, I was having a hard time of it. And I was worried that I was going to have like an asthma attack, okay? This Black guy stopped and helped me. He did. That's what happened, okay? He stopped and helped me. So we made a little friendship for ourselves. And one of the next times that I saw him, you know, it's always hot out. Again, he's got a long beard, right? It's kind of like how Middle Eastern men have the long beards, right? Anyways, his beard was glistening in the sun, right? And I was like, wow. I was like, oh, wow, your beard's like glistening. Do you know what this man said to me? He's like, what's that supposed to mean? I was like, whoa, I'm not used to that, okay? Like, I don't let men talk to me any old kind of way at all. So that was pretty much the last time we spoke, you know? And I was just like, what? Like, he was very jumpy and, you know, I think that he could tell that I wasn't one of these women that you can walk all over. And men don't like that because they want to walk all over you, you know? But again, I'm like, why are you expecting some type of submission or something from me? I don't expect you to behave any certain way, but just snapping for no reason. I'm like, y'all gotta get healed. Y'all gotta get healed. Because that shit is crazy. Like you were given a compliment. What you want me to say? Your beer is dry and crusty? Like, what the fuck? So bizarre. Anyways. You're telling nothing but the truth. Thank you, Martha Divine. Appreciate ya. I'm with a woman who has a child. I'm with a woman who has a child. I don't know what IW means. In wedlock? Okay, he's no longer in your life. That's good, Sun Goddess Ari. Very good. Very good. Supervised visits only. Supervised visits only for a deadbeat. You will never see my child alone. Okay, you want to be a deadbeat, so congrats. You ain't gonna never be in a room alone with my child. All right? I don't owe you that, and she doesn't owe you that. You know? Thank God I never was nowhere alone with my father. Oh, hallelujah! I'm sorry, but he wasted enough of my time. ROA, what's up? Okay, let's see. I am with a woman who has a son with another guy who left her for another woman, and we're happily living together and still have a child of our. Aw, wonderful, stars. Wonderful. Are you a Black guy, I assume? You're using kind of black colors there. So, you know, Tavia Savior got mad. He was the only black guy here before. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm so sorry. Look, black men in my life don't like it either. So it is what it is. Okay, but I gotta do what's best for me. Just like everybody gotta do what's best for them. You know what I'm saying? And I think that I'm having productive conversation. I don't think that this is a bashing conversation. I don't. I think that it's a conversation that a lot of men can probably relate to, having deadbeat fathers that abandoned them. You know, and I would love to talk more with men about how their fathers leaving them impacted them. I think that's important, but we gotta tell the truth. We gotta tell the truth. You know, it's not my fault that black men and PWIs are thirsty for white proximity. That's not my fault. Okay, and all of these young, you know, again, Sun Goddess Ari is still in high school. She said it. All they do is chase after non-black women. And that's what they did, you know, when I was in undergrad. If they chased a black woman, you know, she had the most banging body, and they knew that she was gonna. They don't want these church. I was a church girl. Okay, I was a church girl. Okay, I went to private Catholic school. You know, I like to have fun, but I was a goody two shoe. They don't want no goody two shoes, but then they want to sit up there and be like, "Oh, y'all run through, and y'all lay up with thugs and gangsters." The thugs and gangsters are you, so I don't know why you. But anyways, y'all don't want good girls. Y'all don't want good girls, just like y'all don't want natural hair because you don't want your own natural hair. What? Ain't nobody wearing a stocking cap 20 hours a day gonna tell me about loving natural hair. It's not gonna happen. Okay? Oh my goodness. You know, I like to have fun, but I like to keep it real. I'm sorry that people get offended. I can't help you. You know what I'm saying? Like, what can we do? You know? Sammy says, I don't care what anyone says. Leaving your child in someone else's care is leaving them vulnerable to so many things, and they'll end up resenting their mothers for not knowing better, which is justifiable. Absolutely, Sammy. Absolutely. Absolutely. He doesn't deserve an overnight visit with her. He doesn't deserve for her to be going to meet him. She should be in the comfort of her own home. And he come over and beg. What we should have saw in that video was him begging for both of their forgiveness, but especially his daughter's forgiveness. And that's something they'll never do, because we have a lot of these Tammys and Tools, M&Ms, that coddle them, that infantilize them, and allow them to believe that this behavior is acceptable. And they won't talk to you if they don't think that you're going to infantilize them, right? That's why when I called my deadbeat dad, I was like, "Hello?" Like, I made sure not that. I'm like, don't start off cussing him out. Soon as he got a little comfortable, wham! What's up? What's up? You ain't getting infantilized over here, big boy. And I hope the conversation he had with me was the toughest conversation of his life. Naima's here. Welcome. It's like they are grown infants that need to be cared for. Exactly. Like, y'all out here having babies with grown little boys. That's what you're doing. And don't come at me talking about something I'm bashing because these Black men content creators will say this over and over again. They say it over and over again, that you having babies with the wrong men. They'll say it over and over again. They said it first. I didn't say it first. So it's okay if it comes out of their mouth. Always talking about female business. Ugh. Dwight was there. Yeah. Dwight's gonna be there. Oh, we got super chat. I didn't even see that. What's up? Oh, thank you, Naima. Appreciate you. I didn't even see that. Appreciate you. Thank you so much for the super chat. You rock. She doesn't trust him in her house, but she can trust him with her daughter. Exactly. If I'm going to let you be around my daughter, you might as well come on inside, because my daughter ain't going no place. She said you are allowed to lay eyes on her. We'll take it from there. And wouldn't neither one of us be laughing, because I would have let my daughter know from the jump. Unfortunately, what would I say to my daughter if I had a child with a deadbeat? I'll tell you what I would say, which, again, this would never happen because I wouldn't allow it. And I'm happily married. If I had a child with a deadbeat, I would say to my daughter, okay, it's been 10 years. Your daddy, one, I've told you your whole life that I made a terrible mistake in choosing your father as a mate. And the only thing I got right was that you came out of that. That's the only thing I got right out of that. And I'm so sorry about how that is impacting your life and going to impact your life. I'm going to always give you room to talk about how this is impacting your life. But we have to move forward knowing that your biological birth father is not a part of our lives because he couldn't get his act together. Right? I would teach my daughter throughout the years that you are worthy, you are loved, there is nothing wrong with you, and there is everything wrong with him. And there was something wrong with me for choosing his ass. That's what I would tell my daughter. People can't take accountability. If I step on my cat's foot, do you know that cat will never talk to me again if I don't give it an apology? Try it. Go ahead and step on a cat's foot and not apologize. You'll never see that cat again. They'll be out like a deadbeat daddy. They will be out. All of a sudden, your indoor cat will be an outdoor cat. They'll find a way to make it on their own. Cats don't play. I step on my cat's foot. My husband will, my cat will be like, ah, and I'm like, you stepped on his foot. And he's like, oh, sorry. I'm like, don't say sorry in the air. Bend down, pet him, and let him know that you're sorry. He has to know it or he won't trust you. He'll think that you're doing it on purpose to hurt him. My husband's like, all right. Sorry, Swirly, because that's our cat's name. His name is Swirly. Okay. What's wrong with y'all asking y'all children to forgive you for what you've done? For the dysfunction that you've left them in? What's wrong with that? Now, do I think you should be apologizing 24/7? No. But when it affects them, when it comes up, be there for them. They're going to be in school around people who are living with their mother and father. They might come home crying because somebody made fun of them because they don't have a father. You have to comfort them. You have to explain what's going on to them. Not just be like, they a kid. The fuck? So we always love to be like, what can we do? There's nothing we can do. If they don't want to be fathers, there's nothing we can do. Again, you need to be sexually responsible and have sexual discipline. I'm sorry that y'all have been led to believe that intimacy equals sex. It does not. I'm sorry. So I don't know what to tell you. I mean, y'all, damn, these women be on Twitter. Somebody posted they wet bed sheets. I think it's sick, to be honest. No, they say statistically, a lot of women, damn, I'm telling y'all a lot. But oh well, still don't give them. Okay, I'm gonna tell y'all like it is. Look, they say a lot of women can't orgasm from anything but clitoral stimulation. Okay, is this too much? Okay, let me put it this way. Okay, I have a problem with that. All right, so I had a lot of fun for myself. Okay, I have a lot of fun for myself in that area. Over and over and over and over again. 8 times in a row is nothing. Damn, I'm telling y'all the honest truth. It is what it is. 8 times in a row is nothing. I don't go online taking pictures, sheets, and talking about, I guess I'm doing it now, right? God damn, I had to, because I just couldn't believe just how flagrant it always is. Again, the pictures of the wet sheets and, being like, oh, if you don't bust it down, bust it good, bust it wide, bust it back, break my back, bust it up. If my back not broke, what? Then you can walk. I want to be able to walk. Okay. So let's have some sexual discipline amongst ourselves. Okay. It's always, oh, we can't help and you can't control, and that's bullshit. Yes, vetting is an obvious solution. Vetting is an obvious solution. You want him to marry you? Don't have his baby before. You can't control yourself. So many women will be like, he doesn't like protection. You sound just as stupid as that woman laughing about the deadbeat dad. There's nothing funny about what you guys have normalized in that dysfunction. There's nothing funny about it. It's not cute. It always leaves you assed out. I like discipline. I like structure. Again, when y'all are called to be sexually disciplined and not sleep with men raw, it's, oh, well, we all supposed to be asexual? Then shut the fuck up. Why are y'all always complaining? I don't ask him for child support, but you ask everybody else. It's not my job to pay for you and that raggedy ass kid. Not the kid, but that raggedy ass dude's kid, right? It's not my job. Because you so proud that you don't ask for. A woman will be proud as hell talking about something I don't ask for. Child support for him. 5 seconds later, turn around with a GoFundMe. Tell them I'm a mother. And we all got something going on. I did a GoFundMe for my fucking dog because I didn't expect her in the middle of a pandemic when I was let off from my job because you can't work in the schools. I didn't expect my dog to need thousands of dollars in medicine and hospital visits. And my husband told me not to do it. He was like, don't do it. Don't worry about that. I was like, no, fuck no. There's people out here, they love dogs. They can help my dog out. I don't give a fuck. Like I said, I ain't too proud to beg. I'm from the hood. So I don't give a fuck. People like, if you got so much money, like I'm from the hood. I ain't too proud to beg. And because he got it going on, and I ain't too proud to beg. You understand that? That's not a problem for me. I used to have to go across the street and ask for a cup of sugar so my siblings could eat. That don't fucking faze me. I wasn't prepared for this dog to have thousands and thousands of dollars in fucking hospital bills. It's just crazy. Because I like pets and I'm trying to help animals out and shit. Trying to be Snow Black over here. Okay. And people really thought like, I'm not one of these bitches that be on here being like, I have everything and I don't, no. I need, you give me help. I need help. And I don't need help because I made poor decisions. I need help because I'm out here. Life is hard. So you can help me out. Sure. No problem. Help me out. But I can't go to my dog's mother. Okay. I can't find the dog that gave birth to my dog and demand child support to help me with these bills, or I would. Please understand that, or I would. I even consider like, should we go back to where we got her from and be like, did y'all know that she had this condition? Because it's a common condition in dogs like her. And I don't like being lied to. But you know what? I left it alone. You got to pick and choose your battles. It is the same deadbeat dads that get mad when Mother's Day constantly gets more excitement and attention than Father's Day. Exactly. I couldn't believe that shit. I don't know what day Father's Day is. It is what it is. We're going to celebrate the fuck out of that. When me and my husband have our children, we're going to celebrate the fuck out of that. But as it is, I don't know. I don't know when Father's Day comes. What the fuck? Who cares? Who cares? If you got a dad, then celebrate it. Most of us ain't have that. Paris? Why do Tavier keep coming here? Oh, Lordy. Some people are just delusional. A lot of these men don't care or love women and children. Exactly. They don't. And again, not just their social media campaign to besmirch Black women's image, but also the outright way that they clearly seek to replace Black women with biracial women. It's clear as day. And I for one say, let them eat cake. Let them eat cake. Goodbye. Go ahead and do whatever the hell y'all want to do. Because in trying to replace Black women so you guys can always have some biracial, lighter skinned woman to sex up on, you've replaced yourselves. You guys weren't counting on that, I know, but that's what you did. When I was young, I wanted to bone her, but now I only hit chicks that win beauty pageants. We all know what that means. Right? The colorism. It's insane. And yeah, a lot of women are delusional about, look, it just looked like guys are just, people say feminist guys. I've never met one. I've never met a feminist guy. So where are they? I want to know where they are. Just like Sister Soldier said, I want to know where they are. I want to know where the feminist men are. Because I've never met one. I never met one. Okay. Nope. The porn industry has not helped them at all. Keep trying to tell them this. Porn is not y'all friend. Lay off it. Okay. She didn't trust him. Oh, she didn't trust him. Okay, so Carpathian Pixie's telling about why her mom kept her away from her father. Okay. She says she didn't trust him with me. They were engaged and she was pregnant with me, but she left him because he was verbally abusive, cheating, and dabbling in voodoo. Oh, wow. He tried to kidnap me multiple times. Okay. You see? And she could have had a totally different story. I would have listened. I would have accepted that. But she makes it clear, something that I said. This is why a lot of women keep their children away from the men that couldn't step up and marry a woman before getting her pregnant, that couldn't step up during the pregnancy and get married. that just couldn't step up and be fathers. This is why a lot of women keep their children away from them. God forbid a woman use her intuition to know a man that can't bother to be, a provider and protector, probably not going to be a good dad. And I think everyone does the best that they can with what they have, and I'm sure she was just trying to do right by her child, right? Dabbling in voodoo. Are you from Haiti? No, you said I thought you're from Canada, but I think maybe the Caribbean by way of Canada. I was at a comedy show in Atlantic City, and a comedian said, "Look at all the white people in the house." What? Oh my God. Yeah, I was just telling my husband because we watched Dave Chappelle's special. Oh my goodness. He's such a trip. I'm like, where's my husband right now? Because I wanted to talk more about Dave Chappelle. And I was telling my husband, I was like, you know who are the meanest comics? Honestly, I was like, white comics, because the white comics will go there. They will just fucking go there. You know what I'm saying shit just like that. Oh my God. I had a white comic once, I was sitting in the front row. I don't know why. I'm like, please stop placing me in the front row. These comics, they can't leave me alone, And what did he say, this white guy comic? He was like, are you single? You single, baby? Because everything tastes better on a cracker. I was like, oh my God. Why do they always find me in these comedy clubs? I absolutely love comedy clubs. I love comedy. Maybe I'll do something on Dave Chappelle's special. We'll see. Yep, that's right, my world. That's right. And I think more women are adopting this concept. I've never done it. I don't do it. I think I tried a few times and I was like, fuck is this? And I don't see, it's not important. We all got nappy hair, baby. What am I trying to impress you about? The fuck? And my husband see my nappy hair every day. Why not y'all? We all black, ain't we? Shit. Why don't you go black? Oh God. That's what I say, yo. These white comics, they go there. ROA says, I first spoke to my father at 16. My mom gave me his number, and when I called, I used his first name to make sure it was him. The first thing he said was, don't use my name. I'm your... Don't use my name. I'm your father. Oh my goodness, it makes me sick. I wish my bio daddy would have said that shit to me when I was 25. I probably would have put some baby oil, baby powder, something, just back smacked his ass. I can't stand that shit. That's why that's why I told my biological father, watch who you talking to. I promise you I'm not like any woman you've ever met, bruh. I'm not like any of them. Now, I bet you he want to know where the hell I came from. I am the person that I am in spite of you, not because of you. In spite of you, I've succeeded. I told him under no uncertain terms, don't ever tell people you're my father. Just fade into oblivion, okay? Shit. They're so damn entitled with that. Oh, your father. You see what I'm saying? That's why I had to call my father, because I wanted to let him know, don't ever be at somebody's house on that pop-up-ish, because I got something for your ass, okay? I got something for your ass. Shit. Also, I'm Nigerian, so this problem exists across the globe. This man was also in the medical field, so he was making money, nowhere near broke. Wow. I see that blows me away. It is a problem across the globe throughout the diaspora. I was just watching a video of Vietnam orphans, biracial Vietnam orphans. They don't care what these kids' lives are like. You can see that firsthand as a black girl when these fathers leave their black daughters. They don't care what your life is going to be like, what you'll experience, the pain you'll go through, not being protected, having to find every dollar on your own. They don't care. And these kids were in Vietnam being ostracized, abused, because nobody wants to see them, right? They're treating them like they're a problem in society, all because these men don't want to take care of the kids that they make across the globe. Across the globe, we call them Skittles. Okay? Just tasting the rainbow. You Skittle-fied motherfuckers. All right? Stop making babies you ain't gonna take care of. And then getting online. Now you mad. But you have to control your image. That's what I do when I get on here telling Black women, have some sexual discipline. Okay? You've been told every time under the sun now. No wedding, no womb. Be sexually disciplined. That's what's hot. You know what's not hot? Being used for stroke practice. I don't think that's hot. I remember growing up, a lot of women, a lot of younger women, sexually active in their late teens, early 20s, just having a time of their life. And, I look at sex as a grown woman, amen. And I'm like, what the fuck is y'all? I know you wasn't getting hardly nothing out of that, sis. So let's keep it a buck. The age they want y'all at, y'all ain't getting none out of that shit, no way. And what they're getting out of it is this inexperienced girl being in awe of him sitting up there breaking your back out, pushing your back out. I'll break your back. Like, you old ass nigga, you ain't gonna do shit but break your own back in the process. You're not getting nothing out of that. Let's wait a while. You ever heard of Janet? You ever heard what Janet had to say? Let's wait a while. Let's wait a while. You ain't got no money. That's why I didn't date when I was younger. Because money has to be on the table, okay? Because sex can lead to pregnancy, can lead to a lot of things that money needs to be around for, to take care of. So I wasn't interested, and I've never been interested in being with a guy who doesn't have funds. It's just point blank, period. A steady, great job, stuff like that. If you don't have a job, why are you looking for a girlfriend? Sit out. Go find a job. Your money don't matter to us. All those degrees. So I guess a bitch can just come up to you with absolutely nothing. No money, no education. She can just come up to you and be a size 4. And she's the woman for the job, right? And men that think that way get what they get. They get what they get. If all she got to be is a size 4, bruh. We don't care about your degrees. When y'all understand? Like I said, it's always something to do with a list. When's y'all gonna understand? We don't care about your money and your degrees. Okay, so I'm not paying for shit then, Nick. I don't know how you think gets done around here. They don't think. What's up, Khadijah? Love that name. You guys all have beautiful names. Naima says, I believe there are more married couples in Nigeria than here in the US, and there's more family structure too. Okay. Are you from Nigeria, Naima? I mean, I've heard similar. And like I said, throughout the diaspora, that marriage is and it comes down, y'all. It comes down to, again, they don't value marriage. Okay? So it comes down to you're not going to get a guy to marry you. It don't matter if you carrying his baby. It don't matter if you tell him you love him. It don't matter if you a size 4. It don't matter if you got a degree. It don't matter if you have no degrees. You're not going to get a guy to marry you that doesn't value marriage. And the community here in America does not value marriage. I'm starting to think marriage is being less valued in general by Americans. I will say that as well. Because we live in a capitalist country, and other countries depend on family. Family, they depend on it. They can't be like, my mom is toxic. Everyone's depending on everyone, and they have to make stuff work. You don't have to do that in America. Your mom toxic, move out to your own apartment, you know? And so it's certainly not needed as much as in America. And I believe it is an American issue at this point about the devaluation of marriage. And that's why I personally see in New York City, the majority of people getting married are immigrants or first generation people, right? So that's just what I've observed. Yeah, but that doesn't mean make it any less dysfunctional. Yes, marriage is a thing, but domestic violence is still present. Polygamy is very common. Wow. Wow. Thank you, ROA. Thank you so much for that perspective. There it is right there. See, marriage is for men. Marriage is for the benefit of men. I don't care what they tell you. If women played by the rules that they want to play by, we all sleeping with whoever we want to sleep, men would be very upset. They don't want you hooking up with another man, but they want to be with other women. Right? And then we have this domestic violence issue. I was watching this James Bond compilation of him slapping basically women for no reason. And I'm sorry, but it's the most bizarre thing, like, to watch this, because, me and my husband were talking about it. We both watched, and, we're like, we grew up when Pierce Brosnan, not Sean Connery, all right? This was predominantly Sean Connery slapping compilation. Okay, we grew up on Pierce Brosnan. He was more, they had him do some slapping in the earlier movies, but like in his later Bond movies, he wasn't slapping women gratuitously just for no reason. Sean Connery was putting the smack down on these women in these Bond movies for no reason, I'm sorry. But it's kind of comical because it's like old school, and it looks comical. But when you think about the message, okay, when you think about the message that sends for men to constantly, this ain't just James Bond movies, men to constantly see that they can treat women this way, right? And Sean Connery has a famous interview with Barbara Walters, right? Where she's like, in an old interview, you said that it's okay to slap a woman. Do you still agree with that? And he was like, yep. I sure do still agree, And she's like, what? You still agree with what you said? And he was like, well, sometimes they like to talk back. Or sometimes they like to get the last word. And then that's not enough, right? And I was like, oh my God, like, men aren't going to be as honest as that today, right? When you think about the cultures that certain men are in, and I think it's a global culture of this idea to men that women are akin to children that need to be disciplined and put in their place and be made to submit, right? That's scary as hell. That's scary as hell. We already know there's a strong culture of entitlement, and that they don't know what to do with rejection, right? And I've rejected a lot of guys. Okay, just be honest. I rejected guys. I didn't even know I was rejecting them. I thought we were friends. I thought we were having friendly discussion. You know what I'm saying? And the way that men have responded, it's scary. You look at the Maya Mercano case that recently happened. She's from Trinidad and Tobago. I'm not sure which one, right? Her family's largely from there. This Maya Mercano girl who was young woman who was senselessly life senselessly taken and brutalized by the POC maintenance man that worked in her apartment building, right? And then he killed. Then he got rid of himself, right? And the entitlement. They don't like to hear no, right? There's this Family Guy joke where they're making fun of Sean Connery in Bond, and James Bond, and the woman's like, "No, James," and he's like, "Yosh," and she's like, "No," he's like, "Yosh." She's like, "No, James, Yosh." They do this like multiple times, and then she's like, "Okay, fine," and he was like, "You see that? 50 no's and a yosh is a yosh," Just like, yes, it's jokes, but people are taking this stuff very seriously, right? And these men are taking the image that they see of men in the media very seriously. And that's something I've talked about before on this channel. That's kind of scary and weird for me when I sit back and I see how men, right? The one thing they love to do, Kevin Samuels loves to do this, right? It's like, men built this, men built Rome, and men built. Are you taking credit for the building of Rome? Is that what you're telling me that y'all doing in the manosphere? The pyramids in Rome. Even America infrastructure. Who cares if you've been commissioned to build something and you have no power, no say? Men build infrastructure. That's what they're supposed to do with their manliness. Women take care of domestic things. This is all work that must be done for things to function. But men will be like, men do this, men build, men, we built the bridge, we built the. I'm like, you ain't built shit. Okay? Why would you take credit for something that other men have done? And so I think when they see things like how rappers treat women, how women are treated in movies and things like that, I think they have an idea that they are greater than they are. Okay? I think that's what that does. It makes them feel greater than they are, right? And it's like, you want to bitch, be humble, sit down. Y'all need to be humble and sit down. Y'all didn't build most of this shit that's built. Okay? Now, I'm sure men of all areas took part. Everybody knows that I believe it was the Japanese men that built a great majority of the railroads in America, right? You don't see them being like, we built the railroads. You know why? Because they have Japan. And Japan speaks for itself. The infrastructure, the discipline, the emphasis on family, the long work days. Y'all think y'all work a lot here in America. Huh. So they're not talking about little things that they participated in building and shit in America, because what they have speaks for itself, or what they have and what they've built. You have to present that or hush. Keep it bougie. One more thing, married Nigerian women do have the same rights that married American women would have. Like if the husband dies, the brothers of the husband can claim. One more thing, married Nigerian women do or do not have the same rights that married American women would have. Like if the husband died, the brothers of the husband can claim the land and houses. So you're saying in Nigeria, if a man dies, his family can come and take what he has left behind, his wealth or land or home or property or possessions. His brothers can take that from his wife. Jesus. The reason why marriage is important is because the benefits it brings. If marriage doesn't bring any benefits, then what is the value? Exactly. And in other countries, you getting dowries. I love the cultural traditions. I don't know if it was Nigeria that they were giving the woman a lot of money. I like that. I like that. I've seen a couple of different cultures where the woman is just like, everyone just, I know they do it in Jewish culture, it's money. You give married couple money. I got married to my husband and people gave me their ass to kiss. This is not a group of people that value marriage. You would think there would have been happiness for me and celebration of me on the path to breaking generational curses. Instead, it was, Aunt, you think you special? You think you all that? I told you a strange family member told me to be humble on my honeymoon. Be humble for what, nigga? You live a humble life. You show me how it's done. Fuck. So just no valuing marriage. I wasn't adorned with cash. My husband gave it to me. My husband gave me everything I wanted on our wedding, but that's another story for another day. But yeah, I feel like in America, right, you don't get the automatic family traditions and customs unless you work to build that, right? Me and my husband have a lot of holiday traditions that we've established for ourselves, for the family that we're creating, because our raggedy ass estranged families of origin couldn't get on board. We're trying to build something here. We're not following toxic cultural norms for nobody. We're trying to build something here. We want children that are gonna always love us, appreciate us. His mama mad that he don't visit. Well, you didn't make a relationship where he wants to visit. But see, that's what we're building here for our children. So your negative Nancy ass can't be a part of that. Okay? And again, I'm seeing just in America, it's just every man for himself, right? And now ROA is pointing out when marriage is pushed, there can be a lot of negative things that happen from that as well, which we also saw here in America with our mothers, our grandmothers, right? Our great grandmothers, seeing them go through domestic violence and relationships they couldn't leave because it was the norm. Marriage was a norm. So, I think it comes down to marriage isn't for everyone, but people still want to have babies. And I think that's totally fine as long as you can prepare a life for these children that they deserve. And there are people that are out there doing that and that can do that. Right? There are women out there that will adopt or have a child on their own, and they've got it. Right? They've got large families to help them. The men in their family will help them. Their kid is set. Yes, it's hard not having a father, but you explain to the kid, hey, a lot of kids don't have a lot of things. It could be worse. And I don't think it's not having a father that hurts. It's the inconsistency that comes with not having a father, the vulnerability that comes from being a young Black girl in the hood with no father, with no male support, because you're all adultified and parentified, and everyone's expecting you to do everything, right? That's very exhausting on a person's psyche. I agree with the comment. It's Black men across the globe, African Black men, American, Caribbean Black men. I can honestly say there's something wrong. Damn. It is what it is. Okay. Get into it, yeah. All right. And she's silly. Anyone I don't trust, I won't trust around my kids neither. Period. Period. I absolutely agree. I absolutely agree. Yeah. Moving on. We will agree to disagree. Who's this? We on Lock Nation? Oh, God. Oh, God. Oh, Lord. Like I said, I'll drop the link. All right? I'll drop the link if you want to have a serious discussion about this. I'm getting a lot of different stories from people. I think there's a lot of nuance to this conversation. But I think it's a problem. I think it's an American problem. I think it's a community problem, and it's clearly also a problem throughout the diaspora and across the globe, really, with men just feeling more and more comfortable with not raising their children. So I don't know what you disagree with about that. We on Lock. It starts from home. When your father ain't there, the cycle just keeps continuing. It's sad. Yep. Intimacy is always a good thing when you know how to do it right. Absolutely. Define, please. Define what? Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord. Talk like a lady. Oh, Lord. Here we go. Do this like a lady. What are you talking about? Okay. That's what I'm talking about. This is an entertainment show. Okay. And unless you pay my bills, which you don't, I'm going to talk over the I want to talk. All right. And the only man that can tell me how to talk is my husband. You understand that? Husbands. Okay. Everybody knows that nobody talks as ladyish as I talk. And I can talk very ladyish. But for fucking what? Okay? Like I said, drop a cash app. Drop a cash app. However many dollars is how many minutes of talking like a lady, talking like a lady that I'll give you. Okay, Victor? I don't use that word, guy. Okay. My mom never apologized for her poor mate choice. I just met my sperm donor 3. Wow. Oh my goodness. Wow. Yeah, the women aren't apologetic either, right? They're not apologetic for putting their children in this situation. You chose poorly. Fess up to it. Own up to it. And you know who has to pay the price for that? It should be the two of y'all nugget heads, not the child. Not the child. Talk like a lady. That's what I'm talking about. What they want. I'm sorry, but it don't take a rocket science to know that I'm a woman. It don't take a rocket science. But what they want is how other men's women speak. That light, soft airiness that comes with not having generations of deadbeat dads in the fucking community. You understand? You understand? But what they want is for you to speak so soft, so gently, that they never have to think about how their lack of sexual discipline has destroyed the community, because it has. And, I can even do upward inflection at the end of all my sentences, because a lot of them talk about how they really like when girls speak like this. That's the women that they want. Peep game and listen to everything that these is saying, because I do. I have the same options that you motherfuckers have. You understand that? And I exercise them. You goddamn right. All right? I'm talking about deadbeat fathers, and I'm not talking about me continuing the cycle. I have a right to speak about my experience with my deadbeat ass daddy, and I have a right to hold community here for all the other women that want to talk about that. This isn't a conversation for women to talk about their deadbeat, the men in their life. Have you not noticed that? There's very few women here talking about my baby daddy. We're all talking about how our fathers didn't do right by us. But I guess I should have said, I just kind of wish that my deadbeat dad would have done. You think that somebody with that voice has a deadbeat dad? That's what I'm talking about. They don't want black women. They don't like what blackness creates unless it's hip hop and a plate of Southern fried chicken. Unless it's a hot plate and acting cool. They don't want none of the other shit that comes with being black in America. Wait, hold up. Putting light skin on a pedestal for years. This is what they did. Now they want to tell you, where's that? You don't sound like a lady. Oh, I sound plenty like a lady. Plenty. Maybe y'all need to get a little bit more bass in y'all voices, and you wouldn't be so intimidated. Go ahead, get some hair on your chest. All right? You know how you get that? Go out, get a hammer, get some nails, and go build something. All right? That's going to help you get some bass in your voice. I promise. I promise. Because see, look, I only fake the funk for a fee. It's a lot of women out here talking like this all day to you guys, and they're lying. That's not their real voice. It's just not. Most women don't speak in that register. You know, white husband? I grew up around white people. White women that speak in a high voice like that are deliberately talking like this. They're deliberately, you know how many voices I can do? Bitch, it's nothing. They're deliberately talking like this because they know that it invokes a sort of, it's literally a phenomenon. Go look it up. Talking in that voice, it's unnatural. So relax. I'm a grown-ass woman. Late as fuck. Let's see. Unfortunately, that's not all society. Okay, clearly. Next, what's next? You gotta have something more than that. Of course, it's not all society. Look at my life. Living my life like it's golden. Living my life like it's golden. Okay, my kids ain't gonna have to worry about none of this. But I want to make sure a lot more kids don't have to worry about it. So I want to have the conducive conversations. Lexi Neal, I'm African. Few men get married here and they have other 2 or 3 family outside with poor women in need. Oh my God. I'm sorry. Jesus. Thank you all for joining me. I really appreciate that. Even the guys. Like I said, I know you guys can get triggered, but you'll be all right. You'll be all right. I've been on here for a very long time. I've had to hear a lot of things about Black women, so y'all be all right. All right, but let's have the real combos. Like I said, anybody want to argue it? I dropped the link. That it ain't no thing, but a chicken wing. But when African men come here to America, they sing in a different tune. They're just as bad as the Tyrolls. Only difference, they work. Lord. Are you African as well? It is what it is. Do you guys have a name for like the African men that you're talking about that you feel like do stuff like this? Like we all know a very famous case of African men doing this, right? Barack Obama's African father. He was bopping around the world, slinging around the world. Doja Cat. I don't know if she's met her father yet. Right? Last I heard from her a year or 2 ago, she had not met her father yet. And apparently he's making money where he's from. I think he's South African, Doja Cat's father. Not sure, but he's African. She hasn't met him yet. But is anybody going up to these white women, Barack Obama's mother, Doja Cat's mother? Is anyone asking these white women why they chose poorly? I don't never hear them being asked that. Me and my husband were driving in the car on a rainy day, and I see a white woman with 4 biracial kids. And, we saw some the other day at the beach. It was a white woman with 2 biracial sons. And the sons, they looking at me and my husband like, y'all can't just flip families, okay? They wanted a daddy. Okay? They looking at us and yeah, it's lit. It's lit when you choose right. I'm always choose the money over sex. Fuck. Always. So what's next? Always. I promise you that. You are teaching your daughter how men are supposed to treat you when you allow dads to come in and out of your life, out of their lives. Absolutely. Absolutely. And again, my mother did that when I was growing up. But one of the things that saved us was my great grandmama being like, it's dysfunctional. It's dysfunctional. I don't care if nobody's telling you. I'm telling you right now, this is a bunch of dysfunctional bullshit. People are supposed to be married and people are supposed to take care of their kids and put their kids first. So thank God for my grandmama telling me that. Because I never questioned if that type of behavior was okay. I always knew it was raggedy behavior. I would never allow a man to be coming in and out of my child's life. You only get one shot. Do not miss your chance. You only get one shot, bruh. She won't let me see my kid. How much are we supposed to put these kids through? You want to see your kid? Go to the courthouse and file for custody. When you go there to file for custody, bruh, they're going to put you on child support. So go do it. Nah, they don't want to do it that way. What they want is for this woman to have an open window for him to be jumping in and out of, scaring everybody, popping up with a stupid, goofy smile on his face. What the fuck is you smiling about, bruh? Then they want to pop up, no presents. I didn't see him give DJ Coop. I didn't see him give his daughter a present. You got me meeting you at diners and hotel. What the fuck is this? Let it be Disneyland. Since I got it, let it be Disneyland. If I got to meet up with you. 10-year-old girl. What is wrong with these people? What the hell is that teaching her? About what she deserves. Right? Now, You deserve to see your father. You deserve a man that understands the value of marriage and family. But that is a collective problem here. In the manosphere, and all of these very toxic videos prove that they have a problem with sexual discipline and marriage. And they have a problem with, they all think that they're Sean Connery. They just want to walk around just slapping women for no reason. Like, go slap your mama and tell me how it works out. And some of them will do that. Quiet as a cat. I didn't know this about Sean Connery. I always thought he was so hot. I have no words. Oh, yeah. He was like, sometimes I gotta slap him. All right. Hey, it was different times, I guess. You'll be a married woman, but you won't be the only woman. Yikes. Why is that? Are there more women in Africa than men? That's very bizarre. At this point, just be careful what you wish for. Understand what you are getting into and why. Absolutely. Absolutely. Look, I've been very honest about my journey, interracial marriage here, and it was something that me and my husband were not prepared for. We were not prepared for people to tell me that I was ugly because I was a dark-skinned Black woman, and then tell me that I'm also a traitor now because I'm with a man that doesn't tell me I'm ugly because I'm a dark-skinned Black woman, right? So, we weren't prepared for just the hatred that we got from both sides. And we wasted a lot of time dealing with that. And it is a waste of time. And that's why I won't do it now. It is what it is. Y'all not going to shame me about shit. It would be impossible. Because I know my great-grandmother is looking down from heaven, very happy that I was the one that broke the generational curses and traumas that plagued our family for generations, that no man could step up and break and do. I did it. I did it. No more women in Africa necessarily. It's just very patriarchal, with men thinking they have a right to women. Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. That entitlement. And, it's obviously clearly still a large issue in Africa. I think it's a large issue in America, across the globe. Men don't have the right to entitlement to women so that they can feel like a man. You're going to have to feel like a man by building something. Because it's not going to be by talking to me sideways and thinking that you're going to talk or treat me any old type of way. It's not. You'll have to get it by competing with other men. Me and my husband don't do a lot of arguing because that's the motto. What I look like arguing with a man? Don't you got something to build? It's always some work to be done. Arguing. And female conversations, even this conversation, coming in defensive. What are you defensive about? Are you a deadbeat dad? Only deadbeat dads will be offended by this conversation. There's deadbeat mothers out there. That's not the major problem of the community, but I've talked about infantilization of Black men in the community. Go ahead and check that video out. I talked about how narcissistic mothers who infantilize their sons are setting them up for failure. Now we're talking about the deadbeat dad crisis. That's got a lot of men delusional. You talk about deadbeat dads, they want to talk about men built this and that. Y'all didn't build that, cut the cap. How you going to talk about what men built and look at the state of how most Black people in the world live. And then y'all want to talk about what men build? That ain't right. Okay. All right. All right, well. I think that's pretty much it for this. It's been good talking with you guys. I had a really good time. Oh, we got another. Got another super. Super. Oh, we got a 5-pounder. I'm sorry, guys. I'm so sorry to my British Steelies. Y'all know how I am. I love British accents. Okay, I love accents. All right, I apologize. That was ridiculous. But we've got a 5-pounder. Right, come on now. Okay, I appreciate you, Lexi Neal. Oh, in France. Voulez-vous? Okay, I'm not gonna pretend. My French ain't where it need to be. Looking forward to visiting France one day in the next few years, hopefully. Lexi Neal, thank you so much for the super chat. I appreciate you. And you're in France. Do you guys have a pound in France as well? Here in France, foster care are full of biracial children dropped with, with white women. They don't want to be baby mamas like Black, and they love themselves too much. Oh my gosh, Lexi Neal. I've talked about, right, I'm sitting up there, governor. Lexi's from France, calm down. Voulez-vous coucher avec moi? C'est soir. Okay. I've talked about that. It's the same thing here in America. A lot of the children in foster care in America, one, they'll just say that they're Black because of one drop rule, But my personal experience of growing up in the foster care system here in America over a decade, okay, a lot of the children are biracial with white mothers, Black fathers. I'm telling y'all right now, the only women, and again, I just told you guys about Vietnam. It happened in Germany. It happened in Ireland. They go there with the army, whatever, and just knocking chicks up left and right, just just out of control and raw, just knocking them up, and these children's lives are forever shattered. They don't care, and then they want to say, why y'all talking about this like that, and why this is not bashing. These are statistical facts. I haven't said one thing about all Black men this and that. I haven't said one thing like that. I'm not interested in those type of conversations. These are statistical facts. You leave your children scattered across the globe to fend for themselves, and the only women that are going to hold you down through that are Black women. You got a lot of biracial people out here very angry. And when they find the words, well, what biracial people do, right? So the majority of biracial people in America are the product of Black men and white women. And what do we see biracial people do when they have autonomy for themselves? They marry majority white people. The majority of the people that biracial people who are majority children of Black men marry is white people. They show you how they feel. Isn't that why they was mad at Doja? Get into it, yeah. Because, oh, she a traitor. How's she a traitor when she never met her dad a day in her life? What the fuck does she owe the community for that? She grows up with her white mother, white friends, white family. It's hard enough for her being biracial, having to grow up this way. Then y'all want to go and call her a traitor because she didn't limit her sexual access only to Black men. So now she's a traitor. Just like they want to come on here. Your husband white. What do you care? You got a wedding ring? You ready to propose? What do you care? You're not going to tell me I can't talk about something I grew up in. That's what you're not going to do. You're not going to tell me I can't talk about an experience I had to go through. I had to raise my deadbeat daddy's children. What that did to my life, I deserve to have conversations about this. And we deserve to talk about these issues. Once again, you don't see women here talking about, yeah, my baby daddy, this and that, because ain't nobody here on that. We're bougie for life, marriage first. Get into it, yeah. Period. Okay? Isn't that what y'all always say? That's what y'all want? You should get married. That's what we're doing here. That's what we're doing here. Oh, but I don't like the way you got married. Tough titty. Tough. I'm not your mama. I don't have to apologize for you because she ain't choose the right man to be your daddy. I don't have to do that. Y'all think everybody got to move the way your mama move. No, we don't. France. I also think it's a lack of education for women and girls. Yes, very true, very true. I think that if we had a lot more honest conversation of the risks of childbirth, of pregnancy, I don't know what those numbers are like where all of you are from right now, from the various places you're from. And again, I thank you so much for being here with me, wherever you are. You could have been anywhere. You're here with me. Thank you so much. I really appreciate y'all. But here in America, medical racism is a very real thing. And so if you entered into relationships understanding, unfortunately, sadly for you, bruh, ain't gonna be no raw. I don't care about how you feel about condoms. I don't care if you like them. I will never be doing anything raw with anybody without a wedding ring. Because the risks are too great. The societal risks, the financial risks, the medical risks, they're too great. I will not put myself through that, and I will not put my child through that. And that's the only place I've ever come from, For me, I saw the financial and societal risks. I remember, I'm the second oldest of 5. I recall my mother going to the hospital with my younger siblings and me being afraid, like, where is she? Is she okay? Is she going to come back safe? I would cry whenever she would bring home a new sibling and just be so happy that everyone was here and safe, right? Even though we grew up in unbelievable situations, to be honest, right? But I think that if we make it clear the societal, the financial, and the medical risks involved with getting pregnant and having children, Black women are 300 plus times more likely to die during childbirth because of these psychotic racist doctors. That's not all doctors, but it is a general problem. And Black women are paying the price, and Black babies are paying the price. And thus, Black families are paying the price. And we got to fix that. And it doesn't help for, I'm sure, some of these doctors and nurses to see people like Kevin Samuels being like, Black women, Black women, Black women. He shouldn't be invited to no family. I don't give a fuck with nobody. I don't care. Unless he was paying for it. Look, if he was a family member and he paid for the whole meal, I probably still wouldn't go. It's too much. You're literally making life more difficult for yourselves. That's why I'm like, you can't tell me I'm doing any type of bashing, because I'm not going to make life more difficult for people I care about. I'm not going to make life more. I don't have some idea that, you know, look, I grew up around white people my whole life. I live in a white community. It's a white Asian community. I don't have some idea that like people aren't looking at me like I'm a black person, right? I'm very aware. And so that's why you can look at the over 200 videos I have available on my channel. I've already talked about racism and all the isms and post-traumatic slave syndrome. And go ahead and check that out before you try to tell me what I'm talking about. We got to educate the women more, because I don't know if these dudes want to be educated. They sound like they just want to be defensive. And how you want to be defensive about something that, are you a deadbeat dad? I don't understand. Why would you be here defensive if you're not a deadbeat dad? Why would you be here defensive? It's a euro. Okay, it is a euro. Thank you. Thank you. Carpathian Pixie. In France we use we use euro. Oh, okay. Okay. Thank you, Lexi. As women of all races and backgrounds, we have to be honest about these men. Exactly. I mean, it just is what it is, you know. It just is what it is. And I just called out the women's responsibility. They need to have more sexual discipline. They need to stop thinking that intimacy and, you know, affection can only be achieved through raw sex. Okay, they need to get that out of their head. All right. You can kiss, you can make out. There's so many things you can do. I think we need to get back to women understanding that your womb is the ultimate gift. It really is. No, you want to feel the womb because it's platinum coated, okay? It is the ultimate gift. And they'd be like, see, women think that they're doing something for us by letting us have sex. Does your Lord and Savior, your daddy, Kevin Samuels, does he not say men control access to marriage, women control access to sex? So if y'all so proud to be, see, y'all never get married. Because they control access to marriage. I'm married because I found a good one. I wasn't even looking. It's not a problem. Fuck you talking about? Only 1 out of 4 black women. It was nothing. It was nothing. We got proposals on deck. Okay. No ring, no raw. Okay. Period. Period. And you know, I will also say, as a married woman, I've always made it clear, like, I'm not for play. I'm not for play. So it's gonna end up in marriage, or we can cut it quickly. And now I was never like, you better marry me, you better marry me, you better marry me. I didn't do that. You know, me and my husband, we always knew that we were going to get married. It was just a kind of love attraction at first sight type of thing. My husband is a provider. He always has been, you know, and as someone who had to take care of myself my whole life, him stepping up and being like, I'm going to always take care of you. That's a panty dropper. Okay. You want to talk about panty droppers? Okay. That's the panty dropper that we're looking for. Okay. Provide and protect. So you got to start really just knowing your worth. Ladies, know your worth. Put yourself first. And most importantly, when you have children, you put those children first. I've seen men have discussions on here, manosphere discussions. They're like, the man comes first. The man comes first. That's why y'all backwards as fuck. Y'all are backwards as fuck. Look, every person thinks that they come first in their own head. But when we're talking about building community, what the fuck you mean man comes first? And see, that's that whole, you better make my plate. You better make my plate. Or what? Or what? Okay? I make my husband's plate first always. I've told y'all, he was very uncomfortable with this. He's like, what is going on? Why is my plate made and you're still making your food? I'm like, well, one, we like different foods. He doesn't like vegetables, so I have to cook my vegetables separately from everything else. Takes a little bit longer. Also, that's how I was raised. My great-grandmama helped raise me. Okay? You serve your husband's plate first. I told you before, I said, did your mama serve your dad his food first, or y'all, or was it to the kids first, or herself? He's like, I don't know. I don't remember any of this. This is all very weird, right? He's not stressed about making a plate. He'd get up and make his own plate. He's like, I'll make my own plate. But see, the thing is, of course, I'll take him back to my family. Around Black folk, people would be like, why are you making your husband's plate? So of course I'm gonna make his plate, but like, that doesn't mean that men come first when it comes to protecting and providing for your community and your people. Okay? They saying men comes first, like who are you talking to? The government? Because who are you talking to? A man, yeah, men come first. So go ahead, men, get together and build something. Who are you talking to? The government? Because, they be sounding mad. Though. They gave y'all $1 billion. The bank gave Black women $1 billion. They better give it to us. You're not going to get it. You got to get your own bill. You got to get your own Billy. See, y'all convinced yourselves from these little circular conversations that you have with one another. What you're lying to yourselves is what you're doing. Black women are a lot more sought out, wanted, and valued than y'all try to purport Black women to be in these YouTube streets. And it just is what it is. The $1 billion speaks for itself. They giving Black men money in colleges. Morehouse gets millions all the time. So you better take your ass to college. Around here, we go to college. Around here. Ain't gonna be no congratulations for graduating high school. That's expected. College does not equal financial. Just because somebody's popping because they figured out dragging Black women makes a lot of money on YouTube doesn't mean that finances don't work out to be that the higher your education, the more money you make. Okay? So give that shit up. Y'all being lied to, and you underestimating the value of Black women, and then you walk around with your feelings hurt. Because everybody else can see the value. It's clear as day. You gonna lose your wife. You gonna lose your wife. Okay, y'all gonna lose your women. And these other women is not here to hold y'all down. You are an experiment for them. Okay? I've had some of my Steelies say, the younger white ladies in high school are talking about how they like Black men for clout, for social media clout and shit like that, so they can get attention. The way that Black men in undergrad and high school respond to white women, why wouldn't they want to play with y'all? No other man will respond to them the way that black men do. No other man will do that. You know, they're like, hi, Becky. Okay. See you later, Becky. Y'all, Becky. Oh my God, Becky. I love you. You ain't like the black girls. Who wouldn't play with that? That's a lick. Colorist, texturist. When your preference in women is defined by proximity to whiteness, you are a lick. I.e., old boy that got his chain snatched in Miami. In Miami. All right. There was a story of a guy got his chain snatched. They said they took his Yeezys, his chains, a lot of money. As soon as I saw the story, because you know me and my husband went to Miami earlier this year. I told my husband, I was like, that's a black guy. I was like, damn. These preferences them robbed this dude, and their preference, as I know it's a black guy. He's like, well, how do you know that? Right? I was like, he had Yeezys and chains on, walking the streets of Miami, thinking that somebody was going to walk up to him. Two preferences, being like, you want some drinks? He's like, talk like a lady. Oh, they was talking like a lady. And then the Nick woke up and all his money and his chains and his Yeezys was gone. But see, when you a lick and all somebody has to do is have long, limp hair and lighter skin than you, you are a lick. And they know that. So go ahead. Bye. Go get that. Go handle that. Period. Right. On my plate. She gotta make my plate. These are the conversations y'all having. Not, hey, let's all of us men get together and build some type of cryptocurrency that just us black men are starting together, right? Wouldn't that be an interesting conversation for men to have? Cryptocurrency. Okay? I gotta stay out of women discussions. Stop talking about hair. Stop expecting all black women to give you sexual access when you're sitting up there. Why I gotta protect you? You strong and independent. Pick a side. So, I mean, that's pretty much it for this one. Okay. Appreciate y'all. I'm gonna get out of here. I appreciate y'all so much. You know, it was a good topic. I know some people's feelings is hurt. It happens. But these are the conversations that we need to have. It goes beyond for me, there's no hatred. Please understand that. I see dysfunction and I'm calling it out. I'm a truth teller. And once again, I'm going to say, I wish love and joy and peace in the world. Okay. But we got to do right by these kids. So stop celebrating inconsistent deadbeat dads for popping up. Okay. Stop inviting them to family dinners. If I had a family member that was a deadbeat dad, he would not be around anybody in the family until he got the message. Apologize if you're a deadbeat and you're listening to this. Apologize. You fucked up. You're an embarrassment. Apologize before winter comes for you and your old ass is out of luck. Okay. All right. Really, truly. And black women, No ring, no raw. Okay? No ring, no raw. Diamonds. The French are glad to die for love. All right? Diamonds. Period. Pregnancy, childbirth, serious stuff. My mama had 5 kids and made that shit look easy as hell. Yes, my parents were married, but again, he wasn't held accountable. We got to hold these men accountable and get marriage back to where it should be. And to my ladies throughout the diaspora dealing with the things that they're dealing with in their communities, stand your ground. Stand your ground. You deserve a fierce love. You deserve a man that's going to protect and provide for his wife and children. You deserve the best. And if these guys have to be finessed for them to understand that, then they'll get finessed. Because men only understand what's right in front of them. If these guys aren't going to wake up and do right across the board, across the globe, there's plenty of other places and people you can go to, baby. All right, I'll go to Pluto before I deal with this dysfunction here on Earth. I'll go to Pluto. It's somebody there for me. Okay? Look, I'll follow Jeff Bezos right on. He'll be in his little rocket ship. I'll be in a balloon. Following him up there. I know you done built something up there. Because all y'all do is build. I'm coming for you. Okay? Follow the money. Follow the builders. All right? And love yourself and protect yourself always. I love you all. You guys are awesome. Y'all have a great day. And I'll see you soon. Mwah!